Yo, what's up, guys? We are live. Live last minute stream. Decided to go live instead of making a video today. Um, Probably could have made a video still, but I don't know. I was back and forth. So here we are. Hopefully, we have a fun one today or tonight. Just editing some things here real quick in my, I guess, description. Can't even really see if anybody has joined yet, but we are chilling. Just uploading my thumbnail. I didn't have my thumbnail on. I don't yet know how to almost like preset the thumbnail to StreamYard. So that's that. What's going on, guys? Who's here? What's up? Let me know what's going on. Also, you know what? I should have also shared the link to my Discord so that they can join up if they are around. If not, it's all right. If you guys, whoever's in here, if you do want to join my Discord, it's in the description as it usually always is. But yeah, I think that there is always something to talk about in Pokemon since it's just that crazy at all times. What is this? Let's see. Jacob, what's going on, bro? Welcome. Welcome back, brother. Let's see what happens here. Yes, sir. What's up? I messed up, bro. I caught the itch and ripped the ETB and the Surgeon Sparks ETB and didn't get a thing. Wow. Well, this is the gamble we take when we rip. I do have something beside me that I am considering ripping. Let me know as well if the screen is freezing at all because um I do have like a higher resolution setting with StreamYard right now. And even though I paid for it, it did say something about like possible lag if and I also feel like when I'm clicking onto different things, it might create some lag. So I don't know if StreamYard is so great for like high resolution things, but if not, I'm gonna continue on to OBS at some point. So yeah, please let me know if everything sounds good. But yeah, man, we take the gamble at all times in ripping. I do have something beside me, like I was trying to say that I have the itch to rip. Um, I don't know if I should. I was talking about either flipping it real quick so I could put it into something else, or maybe uh, just keeping it. TCG market data. What's going on, bro? What's up, man? You made it in this time. It's running good. Thank you. Thanks. Yeah. So what I have beside me that I am considering ripping that I probably shouldn't is some prismatic. And it's not an ETB, it's don't rip. It's the surprise box combo from Sam's Club. And I am considering opening it just for fun, man. Like it's like people say, or some people like to say that like investors aren't collectors, like they don't care. Guys, like the biggest lie out there. Like just people liking to just say things because they're unhappy and they're mad. But bro, look, this is from what was this? I think I ripped a perfect order. Uh, I ripped a perfect order ETB, just one. I'm not buying any more. If you are in my Discord, you already know. But you know, gotta rip sometimes. I'm involved in this because I genuinely like Pokemon, and I always did as a kid. I've spent I don't know you know how these games these days like record how many hours you've spent on a game? I can't even tell you how much time I spent as a kid playing Pokemon games, and that's the reason why I invest. But these were actually this stack is from me opening the first partner boxes, so that's what that was from. Didn't get many 10 potential copies though, that's for sure. The print quality on those were not great. Like if I actually were to show you these, look at my shirt. I feel like it's tangled or I don't know what. But if I show you guys like each illustration, out of the how many packs? I opened 4 boxes, so 12. So out of the 12 illustrations, only 2 of those look like they could be 10 potentials. Like that's insane. But then again, it almost creates like a chase, right? Like you want to keep opening the first partner boxes so that you could possibly get some you can grade or maybe buy them, but they are getting, I think they're a little expensive right now, aren't they? Especially the Gen 1 Pokemon. Fino, what's going on, bro? Welcome, welcome. Get the singles. Well, if I were to want something from Prismatic, I'm not buying any of those singles. They're extremely expensive. You know, I almost feel like taking the risk of ripping over that. Rip, rip, rip. But so the idea was, you know, I made it a big point before. Whoever has been here at least for the last 2 months, I made sure to make a video about Prismatic and how you know the market at some point was going to realize that they were going to start moving into ascendant. They will stop printing ETBs. Yeah, they will continue with the booster boxes and the 3-pack blisters, just like we've seen with 151. We saw a whole bunch of poster collections. We saw a whole bunch of booster bundles. Sorry, um, but the ETBs stopped, and the same thing's going to happen eventually for Prismatic. Um, we got some now. Apparently, somebody said the last time I went live that it was like uploaded to Target's backend or something like that, but we don't know. Like at the end of the day, until it's set in stone, it's a rumor. Um, and so yeah, rip more ripping. Yeah, so yeah, I wanted to flip those Sam's Club bundles so that I could put it into Prismatic. And I had 4, of course. It dropped twice. I ripped 2. Um, I ripped 2, and I have 2 more. Oh yeah, that thing rip it. You know what's funny? You're saying that, but watch this. Let me see. I know they're on here, bro. They're on TCG Player. Like every product that comes out, eventually TCG Player does like list it as one of their things here. Like I just want to make sure. I'm pretty sure I saw it. Case here it is. So if I remember correctly, I remember these being at like I think they had them for like $90 for 2 of these. I think it was 90 for 2. Now on TCG Player, market price is 122 for 1. So I can turn my $90 so-called investment to $240 potentially. That grants me an ETB probably and a loose booster bundle if I wanted to do it that way, if I was working out the cash, you know. These, regardless of what people said, like I know that DJ's Poke Center, nothing against him. He wasn't saying anything wrong, but he was making people aware that these booster bundles no longer had the plastic wrap, that cellophane on it. And so maybe people weren't going to want the booster bundles as much as before, but at the same time, it's still prismatic, bro. Like people, like I said before, people are gonna want to rip prismatic. So these aren't a bad hold. And because it's prismatic, look at that, $122 market. The one that was listed on there, I think lowest listed might be 120. Yeah, lowest listed is $126, guys. Lowest listed is $126 on that. So yeah, that's why I go back and forth like about ripping, because I could rip it or I could flip it and put it into another ETB. I could flip it and put it into 2 Ascended Heroes ETBs, right? Gotta rip. It's part of the hobby too. I pulled the Embryon EX out of surprise box. Just wow. That's nuts. Mo Life, what's going on, bro? Welcome to the stream. The stream just started. Like, I don't know, it hasn't been long. It says I've been on stream for 9 minutes and 50 seconds, brother. You are early. You are early. We buying pallets of Destined Rivals and oh my god. Oh. You know what? Like, I it's first off, when it comes to Destined Rivals, like, I can't wait for us to get some, of course, booster boxes, but ETBs. Like, come on, like, this thing is absurd. I cannot believe that people are actually buying these ETBs. Like, it's nuts because there's obvious sales. There are sales here. Like, as much as I don't want there to be sales, there are. It market is 222. Most recently sold 220. So in the last month alone, in where they entered the month at 190, 111 have been sold. That's nuts, guy. This is like $20,000 in just regular ETBs, guys. Regular ETBs that are most likely going to get reprinted. Like we saw this happen with Surgeon Sparks ETBs, right? Surgeon Sparks ETBs were at $100, I believe. Right? Let me see if I can find that actually. How far back was that? Is it too far back? Might be too far back. I'm not sure, but I could always go to price charting and look up the data there because it has 5 years worth. So it's back up to 95. No way, it's back up to 95. No, I did not realize that. Oh, but here, look at where we were. 113 for Surgeon Sparks. And of course, it didn't have the hype behind it that Destin Rivals has, right? But it was at 113 and it got completely crushed. Crushed, guys. We're seeing them here on TCG Player for 70, but you were able to find these on sites for $50, $60, like MSRP. So, and the same thing happened with I think it was Twilight Masquerade, right? You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure Twilight Masquerade was the other one. It got absolutely hammered. Where are we at with these now? They're back up to 81. And where were they at before that happened? Look, $100. They both got crushed at the same time. Now we have Destined Rivals, which is nuts. Nuts for people to this if you realize that it's within the 1 year chart, that clearly means it didn't happen that long ago. How are we back to this? And people are actually buying. I know it's Destined Rivals, and I know the ETB is sick. Like I love the ETB. Yes, the design is cool. Mewtwo, Team Rocket. It's insane design. Pokemon did great, but at the same time, like, do you guys not expect, like, not you guys here, but do people not expect that the ETBs are not going to get reprinted? Like the one thing that people consider barely getting print are the booster boxes, but now we're FOMOing into ETBs. Like, I don't know, man. Just make that make sense. I love you, broke. Oh, he blew you a kiss. Enjoy that. uh, am I crazy? Why people buying Ascended Heroes at 130 when it has so many reprints and 2 years to go? You honestly think it won't be cheaper? Yeah, I do. I do. I'm not buying off of the secondary market on a website. If I buy, it's going to be locally, like on Facebook. Like hopefully, I'm not signed in to Facebook here. I'm not. Well, I'm not going to share it until I'm there. But and I am signed in. I just don't want it to show my area. I don't need nobody doing anything weird. People do weird stuff. But let's see if I search up. What is this thing right here? Hold on. All right. If I search up Ascended Heroes. Oh, I pressed something. Stop typing. I'm pretty sure even here in New York, we could find better deals than $130. And I said this in one of my videos because I saw these. All right. I saw these. I just want to make sure none of my information is here. People do weird stuff and you never know. All right. So this is live. I have no actual posting, that I'm looking at. This is 125. And this specific picture, I saw it. He like recently updated it to 125. But look, 115, already better. This person is only buying at 100, clearly. 135, buying, okay, 110. 110 is not bad compared to that 130. I would definitely contact this guy and say, hey, listen, these are going to get reprinted. There are going to be more. I could wait, but if I can, I would buy these for 100 if you have more than one. I'll buy multiple, whatever the case may be. But they're here. I promise you, they're here for $110 at least. And there were multiple. It looks like there might be less. They might have gotten bought up just today. It is Saturday. People have time to travel around and buy things up. But you see, look, 115. You can probably work that down to 110, 105. Still better than 130. I'm not paying $130 for Ascended Heroes ETBs. I'm not. I already know what's going to happen. We all know what's going to happen. I'm not doing it. It's just not the case. It's just not the smart thing to do, guys. We know that we're going to get so much more. It's like if prismatic booster bundles happen to hit a high of like $90, $95, guys, we know from experience that the booster bundles are going to continue to come to the market. So why buy it? Just let them hit the market again. We kept getting waves and top of waves of 151 booster bundles all of last year at Walmart. So just be patient. Just wait till it gets a surgeon treatment. Everyone, yeah, exactly, exactly. The ETB's on the way. They focusing on the block before Destined now. Ain't no way they're gonna have Destined in Costco or Sam's Club. Didn't they have? Yeah, they had the surging bundle at Costco. They had a surging bundle with the booster box, with the booster bundle. They had the ETB and the booster bundle from Sam's Club. I do not doubt that they're gonna have that there. Like, there's money to be made. Costco has a clear relationship with Pokemon, just like Walmart does. I do not doubt whatsoever that we're gonna get more, like hitting, you know, Walmart, Costco, wherever. What's going on, Clayton? What's going on, brother? Welcome. Thanks for joining, man. I feel good about sending at 130. You know, long if we're looking long term, right? It's kind of like the video that one of the new guys that actually subscribed recently. His name is Poke Patience. He just made his first YouTube video on Tuesday, I believe, but he's already made 4 videos, which is nuts that he just started, but he's going so hard in it. Um, and I say that because today I had time to watch some videos, and he was talking about being patient. And even though we are buying these things for the long term, you still want the best entry point, right? Like, and I think we're gonna have better opportunities than $130, right? I think I just showed you on Facebook, right? I just showed you that we had some listed for 115 and 110. Um, but in the long run, of course, it's gonna do well. Ascended Heroes is gonna perform. It's gonna outperform a lot. I think. I think it's gonna do better than Prismatic. Um, yeah, I said it before. I think Ascended Heroes is just a better set than Prismatic. It's gonna cater to way more people, way more collectors, investors of all kinds. You know, like, and I have a Pikachu hat on, right? And Prismatic doesn't have a Pikachu, but Ascended Heroes does. And I have my Gengar hat, right? But Prismatic doesn't have it, but Ascended Heroes does. It's just, it's undeniable, man. That set is just so good. I've never tried Facebook Marketplace. Is it actually reliable and safe? I won't get shot. Oh my. All right. So look, if I meet somebody, first off, this is like a way where I feel like secure in more than one way. First, what I do is I have somebody meet me at my bank, like at the branch that I go to. There is like a little, like a lot of the branches have like a table where people can, like, I guess, sign a check or whatever. They have it there for that reason, I'm sure. Um, but I had, like, the person, for example, I bought my case of prismatic ETBs. I had them bring everything there. I inspected every single ETB myself. And then to even reassure him, because I was buying, I got the cash from the ATM. Like, the guy was actually thrown off. I asked him, what do you want, in the hundreds, 20s? He looked at me weird, like, 20s. Like, he didn't want any fake hundreds. And then I started putting money out of the ATM right there, like in front of him. And he's like, whoa, out of the ATM? Yeah, hundreds. He felt so good about it after that. He was just like, I'm good. But I took my time, and then if I were to sell, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to tell the person to meet me at my branch where I bank. And before actually giving him the product, I have nowhere to run. You can call the cops on me. There's cameras everywhere, right? We're at a branch. And I'm going to take your cash and I'm going to put it into the ATM. And if it doesn't clear, I'm not giving you the product. That's the way that I am handling it, because that way I can protect myself in any from physical harm and from also a financial scam of some kind. So that's how I do it, just so you know. Just bought 2 Ascended Heroes ETB for 300 Canadian. What is that in dollars? I don't know. But it sounds decent because right now market is 130 in USDs. I'd rather pay too much now, wait longer for returns than miss it entirely if the market stays around. Yeah, that's, like I said, long term it's going to do well. I just really want better opportunities if I can find them. Reverend, what's going on, bro? What's up, man? How you doing? It'll keep going up and down, cost average when yeah. That's why I said you could do that. But we're so early into it right now that I don't think you need to dollar cost average. I think the people selling know that they have other competitors out there. Like the reason why you're seeing people listing at 125, for example, on Facebook, and then you see someone else at 110 is because they have clear competition. That they're gonna have trouble moving their product. They want to be the first one to sell. They want to move. They want to keep turning money. You know what I'm saying? Check the seal of your item if you're buying and meet in a yeah, like I said, that's how I feel. You always want to meet in a public location for sure. You don't meet anywhere discreet. Don't do anything dumb. Don't, you know, I think we all know. We're all grown. We know what can happen. Just be smart. This is why I go to a public area like the area that I do it at. It is the bank branch, but it's also in a very public area. There's a lot of stores around there. So get the man, Jay. Keep it up. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man. I'm just having fun, brother. I'm just trying to have fun. That's it. I'm confused with the first partner boxes. How is the hit rates for the gens? Soon new drop coming with other gens. It looks like the hit rate Gen 1 is around one. Well, so I have four. Yeah, I have four. I don't have any more. I had four because I was targeting the Mega Charizard UPCs. So, like I said before, I have five of those, the Charizard UPCs. So I was targeting those, and a few times as I was buying those, they were dropping on target. I bought four. And out of the four, two of the boxes had Gen 1, and then uh the other two had one of each other gen. So I don't know what the hit rates are like for that. I don't think Pokemon intended for the Gen 1 hit rates to be harder than the others. Honestly, I don't think that that's what they intended. So I don't know. I don't know how much data there is out. Like somebody would have to buy a lot of those collection boxes just to figure out some kind of data for that. I don't know, but I haven't seen anything or heard anything about that. You're the first person actually bring that up to me. Typo, ain't no way they won't. Oh, I got you. Dollar cost average prismatic is the play in the dip right now. Yeah, right now for sure. I said it multiple times. Prismatic should be priority. It should be at the top of the list. Prismatic ETBs, probably prismatic booster bundles right after that. I actually said this in my last video, and then be attentive to the super premium collection drop because that one's going to be big, right? Those are already $350 after they took a dip from just rumors alone. But they're back to 350, which is insane. And that's something you really do not want to miss. But for sure, prismatic ETBs I think are priority. They're going to be the top item aside from the SPCs, but the SPCs are far and few in between. We clearly don't even see any of those. Um, and then the booster bundles, and then Ascended Heroes. Moving forward, when you notice that maybe you're at a point where you're like, you know what, I don't want to buy prismatic at this price point, then your focus I think should be Ascended Heroes because the same thing that happened with prismatic is going to happen with Ascended, right? And yeah, that's that. And then aside from that, I think Surgeon Sparks is insanely cheap right now. I can't believe that it's the cheapest booster box available outside of Perfect Order. Like that's nuts. Base is cheaper. Scarlet Violet base is more expensive. Obsidian Flames is more expensive. I don't care that they're rotating out. I do not care whatsoever. They're not better than Searching. This is like not even a debate. But they're more expensive just because they're rotating out. I mean, Surging is going to rotate out eventually. It doesn't make a difference, right? There's only a year difference between them two rotating out. So that to me is not even a debate. It's nuts. Confused. Okay, you were fixing. Ascended will not be 130 anymore for sure. For sure. For sure. With eBay, you have buyer's insurance. 215 USD. That's not bad. That's $170, $107.50 per. That's not bad. Close to $100. I feel like it's a good buy, to be honest. Jay, anything you can find under 130 for Ascended Heroes is good. I think so. I think that if I can find them for 105 and 110, I think it's not bad. They were there a few days ago for 100, but like I said, it's Saturday. Those listings probably got bought up on Facebook. People have time to move. Pokepinner, what's going on, bro? Thanks for showing up, brother. 50/50 is really nice. Most I see is Piplup's pulled. Well, Piplup is a nice Pokemon. It's a pretty popular Pokemon too. A lot of girls like Piplup, that's for sure. It's a nice Pokemon. But yeah, Gen 1 is top tier. I don't know though. But like I said, man, the quality, like, let me just grab these. Like, I out of all the cards, like I said, only 2 of the 12 illustrations for me were like 10 worthy. Like, not good whatsoever. Like, none of these, bro. Look at that this the focus. Look at the top. Is this thing gonna focus or what? You can't really see it. You can't really see it. I don't like that it's not focusing, but you have the top border really thin in comparison to the one on the left, which is really, really wide. Um, there are some that look decent, but I could tell, like, if I have if you are going to set anything aside, even like to grade, even if you just want to set it aside and keep it there ahead of time so that you could one day grade, like if you have any doubt whatsoever, don't do it. There's like if you want, you could put it in a pile of like maybes, but maybe you should put your things that you feel are like 100% sure a 10, which of course that's still a thing where PSA may give you a different grade, but I would not even try it until later on. I'm out of those cards that I feel like are going to be tens, and I want to take like a little bit of a gamble and test that out. Then I will do that then. But aside from that, they look questionable at best. Just having me some ginger tea. Love it. More money is flowing into Ascended Heroes out of perfect order. There are many more people getting in now. This is what I said before one of in my last video. You know, people just have things backwards, right? People are thinking to themselves, maybe perfect order being as bad as it is and chaos rising not being as hyped as it is going to cool the market. No, you're actually wrong. The only the only way to cool the market in that sense is if we had like a year's worth of bad sets coming out, which we do not have. Right. So all that's going to do is make people hyper focus into prismatic even further because that's the thing that's getting out of hand right now. It's getting out of reach for a lot of people. And after that, second after that will be Ascended Heroes. People are going to hyper focus onto those things like, oh my God, you just wait till we get further into perfect order and there are less and less things available at a reasonable price. They're going to just go for the very, very best top tier things. Prismatic booster bundles all day. Yeah, for sure. Right now, like I said before in my last video, they are exactly where 151 was 1 year ago. So and you see what 151 is doing. Not saying that Prismatic is going to do as well as 151 because I think 151 is really it's its own thing, right? It's like out of this world in comparison to Prismatic. But at the same time, 151 is kind of like leading the way, right? They're kind of like paving the way for other booster bundles and other items from specialty sets reaching these really high points, right? So I think prismatic booster bundles are going to do really, really well. 151 all day, of course, for sure, without a doubt. Yes, sir. I'm on the hunt for bundles right now. There you go. Uh, Prismatic singles was the play over the last couple of months. The cards are moving now. Yeah, that like I said before, people just wait for opportunities, and this is what I'm saying when it comes to things like Perfect Order and Chaos Rising. It may feel like, or you may think that you're going to get things like at a discounted price because you think the market's cooling, but it's not. It's not. People are going to see these things just like they saw prismatic singles at a more affordable price, and they're going to start moving. This is why Ascended hasn't stopped. Ascended came out and it has gradually been climbing now up to $130, and that's what's going to happen. This is a situation where that prismatic wasn't even in last year. Prismatic came out, got hot, it got really expensive, it went to like $140. Then Journey Together came around, which Journey Together, even though it's not like right now, Journey Together was really expensive when it first got released. It was selling for a lot of money. The Lydia's Clefairy was over $300 or like $300. Like the set was not cheap. Journey Together was highly anticipated as a really, really nice set. And then the internet said, hey, it's not a deep set. Even though the cards are actually nice, it's not a deep set, so we don't like it. But then we got hit with Destined Rivals, keeping just like everything going. and it actually took the eye off of prismatic. Like the focus went straight to destined rivals for the Pokemon Center ETBs, the regular ETBs, the booster boxes, and it took attention off of prismatic. Now we have nothing outside of probably prismatic because the ETBs are getting out of hand and out of reach. Um, Outside of prismatic ETBs, which won't do it alone, there's nothing right now taking the attention away from Ascended Heroes. So this month and next month are going to be really, really interesting to see what Ascended Heroes ETBs do. Unless we keep getting reprints in those next few months, which is kind of unlikely. They usually wait like 3 months and then drop more. You know, if you look at even the chart for Prismatic, that's what it looks like almost 2 or 3 months. So within this month and the next, I think it's going to be really, really interesting. If you can find them the battle decks with the exclusive IRs, our sleeper play, the Haunter is crazy. I said this before. I said this many, many times over and over again. When was the last time you saw a Haunter illustration? That Gengar line, Ghastly, Haunter, and Gengar, we aside from Gengar, we don't usually get good cards for Ghastly. We don't usually get good cards for Haunter. This is why the card from Temple Forces for Ghastly is really expensive. This is why the IR in the battle deck is expensive. It's just something to point out. Something you should always be keeping in mind for a line like Gengar's line. People that just like these popular Pokemon. You know, there's not a popular Pokemon you could think of out there that may not get some kind of attention, especially if we don't get cards for those. I'm off pretty focused on Destined Rivals. Oh, was it you? Somebody commented that they're buying half booster boxes of Destined Rivals, which I've heard no one talk about, which is interesting. Um, but what's interesting about that as well is that the booster box is this very, very displayable. How nice do the half boxes look? I don't know. I haven't looked into them to be honest, but that might be a cool play. If Sam's drops happens, I will get them. I will have 5 SPC. Well, yeah. If do you have a? Are you saying this because you're gonna go to Sam's Club in person, or I'm assuming it's because you're gonna get them in person and with your son as the tag team to help you go get more. So that heroes will blow Prismatic away at the end. Ascended is a holiday set. No, yeah. 151 is also a holiday set. So is Prismatic, but like I said, man, Prismatic is pigeonholed to the evolutions, right? That's really what they have. Outside of the evolutions, the other cards that are there, people don't really like. The Blood Moon or Saluna, the Dracoloak is cool, but people don't really like it too much. Like nobody talks about Dracoloak, right? The Raging Bolt looks cool as well. I like the Japanese kind of tattoo art style. Looks cool as well, but people do not talk about any of them. They don't talk about the Cerulege in there. None. Just the evolutions, right? So 151 had a ton of Gen 1, which is amazing. Like that Dragonair that people don't really talk about looks insane to me. That Poliwhirl is, of course, the best Poliwhirl ever made, in my opinion. So, yeah, you integrating, I am going to be getting integrating like heavily. Um, this is why the conversation is coming up more and more. This is why my last live stream, I actually had Reverend Rips, who is in the chat, which is this is him right here. Really cool guy, really smart. He's done a ton of grading. And so we had a stream. I had him on here, and we all we did was just talk about grading for the whole stream. It was a great time. But yeah, I'm going to be getting into grading. I just think it's a great way to fund your hobby. It really is. You can, of course, you're risking some money because you're buying cards, and then you're going to have your expenses for grading, but the returns you can get are exponentially higher, right? And then now you can find yourself in a position where you can continue to grade while also taking profits, taking those and putting those into sealed, or putting them right into your pocket, whichever you prefer is fine. And one thing that Reverend has is a like grade to consignment, which he talks about all the time. So he'll get it graded, and I believe there's some kind of an option that allows him to send it in for it to get consigned like automatically. Like it won't even reach him. He won't have to send it out again. It just goes straight to consignment, and they sell it off. And he just keeps churning and burning, just over and over, which is insane. It's a great way to do it. 30th celebrations in September will be the hottest by that time, possibly. I really wonder what's going to be in the 30th, like in those sets. Are they going to be like the 25th celebration? Like if you think about it, the people didn't like them for a very, very long time, and I started buying them because we're getting close to the 30th. So I wonder what that's really going to look like. I got blessed, open first partner, and I think What? All of them or 10 got Gen 4. Wow. That's pretty good. Yeah, mines were not like that. Like the quality was not there. Maybe with worth to grade, a sealed promo pack from the partner boxes. That's what I want. That's what I wanted. I wanted to get gradable copies and maybe get the sequential grades. But unfortunately, out of the 12, I only have two that I don't doubt will be 10s. I hate I have four Gen 1 and two sets are off to grading. Well, there you go. There you go. He's trying to get the sequential. I promise you that's what he wants. Uh why September? In 2 months, new drop comes with other gens promos. September will be the 30th. I don't know what you're referring to right there. Oh well, he tagged this person. He'll know. Uh that's a cute mug. Actually, this is my fiance's mug. Somebody used my mug, which actually is a Pikachu. And so I took this mug. I said, you know what? If mine isn't available, I'll borrow this one. Which they chipped. Which they chipped, but it's all good. It's all right. People are overestimating how much these first partners will be printed. I think so. I think they're moving on to the second series ones. I mean, I hope they print more, but I don't know. There's nothing that tells us how much they're going to print, which is the problem. Nobody knows. But I am going to look into a sealed case of them just to put aside. And then I would like to target at some point, maybe target the uh the singles, just trying to find cards that could be a 10. 30th anniversary in September. Yes. Have you seen the video about why Wall Street is investing in Pokemon variants? I did see it. Is that the one? I think that one got. I think it was a news station that made the video, but I did see it. They were a little off the ball because they're not actual collectors, but yeah, the real thing to take away from that is just the amount of attention Pokemon's getting. Like to have news reporters actually focusing on Pokemon is a pretty big deal, I think. Yeah, but who's buying one for yeah, for sure. Right now, no one's buying 151. I mean, this is what I tried to say before, and I always get somebody in the comment section telling me something. I can understand something being good, and it is, right? Right. 151 is amazing. And that's a great example, a great thing to bring up right now because at the end of the day, you're not trying to buy something at an all-time high. That's typically not what you're trying to do with regardless. It doesn't matter what it is. I can't think of one thing that I want to buy at its utmost highest. Right? We're always trying to get something at a cheaper price, at a more affordable price, something that we can justify and feel good about when we go home. And buying something at its all-time high only tells you that it has that much more to go down because you don't know how much higher it can get. There's no history there to tell you that it can go any higher. It's at its all-time high. And that's why booster bundles, like if you were buying them at 190, you were making a mistake. But then again, at the same time, you don't know which is the top, right? Nobody ever knows. But if you bought them at 190, you still were kind of late. Like they were rising in the last few months, and it would have been a mistake to have waited that long. That's Pokemon 30 Celebration coming out for yeah. September is what I keep hearing. Like I said, nothing official from Pokemon, but I think Poke Beach might have said something about that. February 27th, turn 30. Yeah, that is the actual 30th day, the day that it turned 30. Focus on special set 151 drops, becoming slim. FYI, D21 Pokeballs popping up, Cosmic Eclipse. I did see a video about that. I saw a video about that, which is pretty crazy that those are still popping up. Opened my Pokeball C23 yesterday. Was thinking it had Evolving Skies, but not. It was two Lost Origin and one Silver Tempest. Haven't ripped the packs yet. I mean, that still would be fun. I till this day, I never owned the Lugia or the Giratina, so that'd be pretty cool. Found 5 Ascended Heroes premium collections and grabbed them all. I was the only one there, and I did not open a single one. See, for me, that's so hard. Just for that one, because I usually want to rip some of a set. Um, Like prismatic, I've ripped a decent amount, even though I still want to rip more because I have not pulled an evolution myself, like with my bare hands. I still haven't pulled one. And I still want to rip some, but like Ascended Heroes, like the Gengar, I would, oh my God. I love Gengar. Dragonite is also one of my all-time favorites. I would love to open that and pull that out there. The Mega Attack rares are beautiful as well. The illustration rares, the Psyduck, the Tangela or Tangela. So sick, man. That set is insane. Ascended Heroes poster collection is on the way is the way to go. Could be. The illustrations, I think is that the one, the poster collection? Which one is it that has the illustrations in it? That the ones with the illustrations are pretty cool because those illustrations you're only gonna be able to get them from there. So we've noticed in the past that those collection boxes that have those illustrations in them always do well. Yes, me buying. Oh yeah, there you go. It was you. I remembered. So yeah, those are interesting. Those are a very interesting play, honestly. Uh, if you're from the USA and you have Gengar, if you have the Gengar Costco promo for the 151, it's much more valuable on the card market, the European market selling. Okay. Well, I mean, anything. Gengar is just going nuts. Like, if you look up like old hollows, like just old hollow cards, and then you try to look up like maybe the PSA 10 value, like they're all crazy. None of them are cheap whatsoever. Like they're all crazy. So Gengar is just top tier, top tier. Destined Rival sleeves are the best play. You know, I wonder. I think that at some point, some people deny like single packs, but at some point, just like Evolving Skies, like people are gonna want to rip. Like they'll rip one pack here and there, even though they're gonna get expensive at some point. People will rip. In person, Ascended Heroes. Oh, that's for the Sam's Club you were talking about. Ascended Heroes have Gengar. I don't have a Sam's Club by me. Is why I asked. Ascended Heroes have Gengar, Charizard, more lovely chasers for all the people, and hit rates better than Evolving Skies for sure. Stupid evolution sets. Listen, I like the evolutions, but I'm trying to think of the broad spectrum of people that are in here, the collectors. Not everybody's gonna want an evolution. I mean, look at my curtain. You guys see that curtain? Okay, I like evolutions. I do. I like so much about Pokemon. Like I don't just like one Pokemon. Like I have a hard time picking just one. If somebody said who's your favorite, I have a hard time. But if we're thinking about the variety of people out here, not everybody wants the cute Pokemon, They don't. Some people want the really, really cool ones like Gengar, the dark ghost Pokemon, like somebody wants a cool dragon Pokemon that breathes fire. They're gonna tend to like Charizard, it's just a thing. So we have to be aware of these things, and we can't just think that people only like what we like. It's like the Greninja talk, right? For some reason, people deny how much Greninja's actually liked. If you Googled right now the top like 25 Pokemon that are favored, the most popular, I can bet Greninja's on there. And if I remember correctly, in like 2020, Greninja was the number one most popular Pokemon. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind for those that don't believe in Chaos Rising. I think that card is pretty cool. I wish that card was a little better. Like I just wish Greninja was a little further back so we could see more detail of his body and more detail of his surrounding so that he could pop out a little more out of the card. I feel like it's a little too zoomed in, but either way, just like the Greninja in Twilight, where it receives some weird hate, really cool card. People like Greninja. They do, and it is a really cool Pokemon, honestly. Gen 1 is the most valuable generation of cards, for sure. That shall always be, yeah. Gen 1 moves 30 years around. Yep. Everyone knows Gen 1. It's funny because I'm never gonna forget this. Somebody, I think it was in Alex's stream, Nostalgianomics, somebody said, because there's always this debate, like people, all kinds of people join his streams, and somebody said, I invest into Pokemon and not One Piece because even your grandmother knows who Pikachu is. And it's true. Like everyone knows who Pikachu is. Everyone. Not many people know who Luffy is. And that's just true. Like that's just an example. Like all that Gen 1 stuff, like it's so true. The CGC grade boxes too. I am not sure. I'm not sure. J Pokemon Fantasy is expensive. The grades of consignment with no money out of pocket is far. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, you're doing it right. Honestly, you're doing it right. Most people don't do what you do. and they're not doing it the way you're doing it. They like first grade it, receive it, then think about it, and then send it to someone like Arizona TCG consignment service and or whoever they send it to. But that's after, right? That's after they've already paid for it through PSA. That's after the like upcharge. Then they gotta pay to get it shipped to the next place, and then start the process of getting consigned when it finally does get there. Like you're doing it so well, like it's not even funny. Can't find first partner Gen 1 here in the Netherlands. Even pre-orders sold out all the time. Really? That's nuts. Yeah, new channel did the Wall Street report about Pokemon. Yeah, a news channel. I know what you meant. GameStop at 45 per will be a deal. My GameStop still has a lot. Yeah, I think long term, if we don't get any more come to the market where we can find more of those at MSRP, I think long term those first partner boxes are going to do pretty well, man. I think a lot of people are going to want to rip those packs for the Gen 1 Pokemon. If you are the only one that wants to rip all the packs in the world, then you could do that. You could possibly um rip the other packs and just keep the single packs even. Like people are going to want to rip those packs. Like those first partner packs, the series one with the Gen 1 in it. Yeah, I think that you could be a vendor with just the packs, not the box, just the packs, and just sell those off. To be honest, because you could rip the Phantasma and I think Mega Evolution that comes in there. Not really worth too much. The single packs. I've been buying 151 a lot. Listen, long term. I know that you know this already. Well, long term, it's going to do well. It just sucks to buy at an all time high. This is why they're pulling back. The all time high was hit, and but eventually it will break through that ceiling, that glass ceiling. It's not going to get stopped. Like if you look at everything 151, it's so crazy. If we look at what the UPC did, it had trouble breaking $600, and it breaks through $600 and hits 1K. Like I don't I don't know where else do you see that? Where else do you see something outperform that glass ceiling that it had, and then it almost doubles? Like that's it's nuts. It's nuts. All-time high is interesting. Who that people are looking at? Logan Paul illustration slab. Would you buy for that much? No, no. It's not smart. It's not smart. It's an all-time sale. It's an all-time high sale. For it to sell at that price right now, it's unlikely. A ton of people question that sale for various different reasons. I think that it's not a wise move to buy something like that for 16 million. You're not going to be able to resell it even right now for that much. But then again, a big part of that card was that chain. Like it was a gold chain. Apparently, it had real diamonds on it. Like there was a lot there, not just a card. So it's one thing, the way that the headline reads it: Pokemon card sold for 16 mil. They don't include the value of the chain itself. It was a custom chain, like all that. Man, they need to go ahead and drop these chaos pre-orders. What the F is going on? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm just trying to stay ready, man. Genuinely, I'm just trying to stay ready. I want that booster box. I want the Pokemon Center ETBs. I might even be looking towards people just selling those off because they don't believe that the Chaos Rising set is going to be worth it. But I think the Pokemon Center ETBs will do well, and the booster boxes as well. Honestly, like perfect order. It's not a great set, but I think that there will be love for Greninja long term. At least that's just me. That's up to you. You buy what you believe in. It's going to flatline at 225 for a few months when it hits that price, and then it will explode. I promise you. And what's going to be at 225? Because I'm so far behind in these comments. Unless you get lucky and find 151 on the shelf, uh, move on from 151. $30 a pack soon. 151 mini tins will be $60 sooner than later. Yeah, it's tough. I don't think it's almost like you missed the boat. Like, but then you can look at past sets, and I can see why people are still buying. It just sucks to buy at that price. I just typically do not. I at least want to stay away from an all-time high. I at least want to see, if I was a buyer and I wanted this large position in 151 booster bundles, and I see that the all-time high was 190, I at least want these to pull back before I start buying into them. That's what I at least want, so that I know it could still reach that all-time high once again. Hopefully, breaks through after. What up, Jay? Running 20 minutes behind. It's all good, bro. It's all good, man. You being here is all. It's all I need, man. I appreciate it. Would you buy the Logan Paul slab if you had millions to spend? Why? No, I would not. I would not. It's just not gonna. It was bought at that all-time high, and it's not gonna appreciate. I cannot see that thing being sold for that same price point again. I'd rather buy into other things that will appreciate. Those everyone that bought on there, like every single person that bought on there, not a single person went up there without the intention of having some kind of publicity. That little kid that is clearly he clearly has some incredibly wealthy parents and opened a few packs. He did it so that he could show off that he has a YouTube channel. And the parents, of course, the kid kind of spoiled, I would say, right? You don't even let the kid work for his YouTube channel. Like you spent thousands just so he could. It's cool, but still, like, kind of backwards, in my opinion. Gang, yes, sir. 40 Distant Rivals hanger sleeve packs. That's not bad. 40 of them. I have 7. I just haven't gone out to look for them, to be honest. At a certain point, I got tired of going out to buy them, like I really did. I could buy them market price. I think they're probably, I don't even know what they're at right now. What are they at right now? I'm still on the Destined Rivals page here. So let's see. I just want to see what they're at because you could buy them from the secondary market right now. Look, $8.88. That's not bad. It's only 16 cents more expensive right now, market price, than the loose packs. That's not bad, honestly. I think that those will do well. If you look at what Evolving Skies has done, I know people say all the time Evolving Skies wasn't printed as much, but this set is going to be loved. There will be people that are going to want to rip and pull that Mewtwo. That Mewtwo is amazing. I don't care what anybody says. I know some people don't like it. The first time it came out, the first video I made, the first thing I said was that Destined Rivals was the best set in the Scarlet and Violet era, while in the beginning, people hated all over Destined Rivals. I don't know why. But the Mewtwo, I love. The Moltres, I love. Like, that to me is the coolest Moltres ever. That's just me. I even like the Crobat. I like the Nidoking. I like the Kangaskhan in there, the Psyduck, the Lapras. It's a really cool set, and I think people are going to want to rip these sleeve packs. Underrated, in my opinion. I think everyone loves Pokemon from Gen 1 for sure. Always. It's what we saw as a kid, but I think that so here's the deal, right? This is what we saw as a kid. It's us now, people my age, people like 20, I would say 27 to like 35, and maybe a little older, maybe close to 40 years old, are the people that have like their career jobs now, that are finding all kinds of nostalgia in Pokemon through Gen 1, and then see the potential in things, right? They see how things are appreciated, and they see the investing in it, they see the collectability of it, just to bring them back to their childhood, just to relive those moments, right? I think that's why Gen 1 is so popular, of course. But then at the same time, I don't want to deny the other gens, right? Because that means that if there are people who are finding Gen 1 nostalgic, that means that at some point a certain age group is going to find Gen 2 nostalgic, 3, 4, and even 5, which people don't like much at all. At some point, there will be more and more people in this age group that are going to like all these other gens because they came up with those gens, right? So that's one thing that I try not to deny. That I know right now Gen 1 is king, but at the same time, I don't like I just don't want to cancel everything out. I know that there's always a possibility of just more people coming in, more collectors from different age groups that have been around for some time that give all these other things potential to grow. Look at Greninja, like I said before, Greninja in I think 2020 was the number 1 most popular Pokemon. That is nowhere close to being a Gen 1 Pokemon at all. But it is a real cool Pokemon. It's a real cool design. I love the design. But that's a great example right there, right? Umbreon was in Gen 1. Of course, Eevee was, but Umbreon was not. And it's a really popular Pokemon. I just don't want to just say no to everything, and just act like it's not possible. Ascended Heroes has a very, very low singles available, and that is yeah, for sure. People buying them up. They're amazing. This market is way too hot to keep anything that good like available for long. Tell them, bro, Greninja's that dude. Yep. What is Greninja? Can you eat Greninja? Oh man, then you fall into these conversations. What do people eat in the Pokemon world. And then you realize that sometimes they're eating like some kind of fish, and you're like, oh, Magikarp, you bit the wrong hook, buddy. You bit the wrong hook. At some point, you just have to buy what you like. I'm good with Ascended Heroes, 151 Prismatic position. Truthfully, I'm happy with this and Rivals position, but I feel like that's the set. The next Evolving Skies, if you will. Well, Team Rocket, like when was the last time we had a Team Rocket set was 2002 before this one. So it's like without a doubt a winner, right? And this is why they had that reaction when they showed off that that like little trailer and they showed Destined Heroes. Sorry, wow. When I showed Team Rocket at the end, is why people gave that reaction. Pokebonks, what's going on, bro? Thanks for joining in, man. Greninja for Chaos Rising is not the best. It's not. I wish it was better. Do not forget to smash the like. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Yes, drop a like. I really do appreciate that. You know what StreamYard does not allow me to do, which I'm hating a little more and more? It doesn't allow me to make somebody a mod, and it's the reason why I don't have a mod, because I was just trying to make Reverend Rips a mod here just in case at any time if I need some help, or some others that have been around for some time that I feel like I can trust. Because I just saw Pokebonks here. He's been here for a while, and some others, Fino, Kevin, but StreamYard doesn't allow. I don't know why. They allow you to show the comments and delete a comment and put a user in timeout, but I can't make anybody a mod. Come on now. Come on. What is this here? Let me just look at this. No, forget it. That was I was trying to see if I could find it somewhere, but it's not there. Someone bought 10 celebrations ETBs, spiked the price until a few more came on market to bring it down to 360. That's what it is on TCG Player, especially. If you have money, you can affect the market like in such a big way. If you came through with $10,000 that you wanted to invest in Pokemon, you could hit any specific set and just increase the value like a crazy amount. Not only will it do that, it'll create like a sense of FOMO. People will see that the price spiked and they'll start to try to buy because they don't want it to get away. So it affects more than just the market price. It affects the people's psychology, and they'll start buying or start selling. So it's really weird, but because this isn't a regulated market, it doesn't work or function like the stock market or anything like that. Anytime somebody buys, they actually affect market price every single time, and they could affect it in many different ways. Sometimes you'll see that people buy listings that are much more expensive than what market is. That alone affects the price. Somebody pointed out that those more expensive buys could be people from other countries. So one thing that TCG Player does not do is that it doesn't acknowledge that. TCG Player does not care that it came from a different country. The fact that the person had to go down the listing or whatever appears from him because of his region or wherever he is, some people don't deliver to those places. So let's say if prismatic ETBs right now are at 170. The next listing that delivers, for example, because Clayton's here, he brought up the Netherlands. Maybe the next listing that is willing to ship to the Netherlands is $220. Now that's gonna affect the market price because they was bought at 220 when the market was 170. It's just so many things that can happen here that can affect the price. Bigger than man, if you have the popular illustration, Pikachu slap for millions. In a sense, yes. In a sense, some people, I promise you, some people are not looking at that guy that bought that card for 16 mil like he's the man. Some people probably thought about it and be like, man, that was dumb. That was dumb. That's so true. I promise you, like there's so many things you could do with 16 mil. Poke Patience, what's going on, bro? What's up? I actually brought you up earlier. How you just started your channel like 4 or 5 days ago, and you already have 4 videos, which is nuts. New money came in, and that money went into the best products. Yeah, for sure. I mean that's what you would be advised to do, right? If somebody were to advise you, the first thing they're going to say is, 151 prismatic. That's probably what they're going to say. What is it? 151 prismatic, destined rivals, ascended heroes now. Not much after that. Those are the top picks for sure. Did they print extra dollars last year? Nah, probably. Actually in the US they do. They like printing money. There will be Pokemon Mutual Fund soon. Ooh, let's see. Let's see what happens. 151 is 35 euros at my LCS, 40 to 50, 40, 45 USD. 151 what though? One pack. Oh, one pack. Okay, that's pretty crazy. Poster collection going for 99 euros. You know what's funny? I remember talking about the poster collections, and there are so many people out there that keep telling you, and I don't blame them. They keep talking about like, oh, I feel like I feel like a little warm. Um, there are some people that tell you not to buy ancillary products, which I don't agree with necessarily. Yes, the booster box is known to be the top tier performer for main sets, but for these specialty sets, for these sets that I keep saying all the time are going to be the most ripped sets of the future. Like in the future, I don't see people ripping any of those booster boxes out, not booster boxes, but packs from the main sets outside of Destined Rivals, like that could compare in any way to 151, Paladin Fates, Prismatic, and Ascended Heroes. Like I can't think of one. And then in Mega Evolution, I would say that in the Mega Block, Phantasmal Flames, maybe for that Charizard, can compete with what's going to get ripped for Prismatic, Ascended, and all those for the long term. Like I don't think that buying ancillary products for sets like those are a bad move. At least that's what I think. I also would like to experience vending one day. There are a lot of shows that happen here in New York. Um, and I think that having 3-pack blisters one day of Prismatic or Ascended Heroes, let's say 4 or 5 years from now, right? And I'm vending, or even 2 years from now, 3 years from now, whatever it may be, and I'm vending, and those products aren't exactly available, right? If I have these 3-pack poster collections of 151, I think that they're going to do well. I think people are going to want to rip them. That's part of the experience, that people are going to want to always look back at the things that they didn't have or couldn't get or weren't available, and now they could buy it. Now it's there. You got to pay the price, but they buy them. Look at these team up packs that Deep Pocket Monster and this guy Alex Ketchup keep ripping. And it's not only them. It's not only them, but they're the most popular ones. But they keep buying team up packs, which are like $100 a pack. I don't know what they are. It's like insane what they're paying, but they're ripping them. Clayton, I invested into the mini tins when people called me crazy in 7 displays for 108 each, which is nuts. He was big on the displays. He's been saying it for a good while. Prices flux so quickly. Yeah, they do. They really do, man. You're jealous. Me too, bro. No, you're not alone. You're not alone. I have 72 Destined Rivals sleeve packs. Yeah, I can really say that Reverend is a big believer in the sleeve packs. He buys those like food containers, and he fills them with sleeve packs. And I think I saw he had Destined Rivals, Phantasmal, Mega Evolution, and one more. I think he might have had two full of Phantasmal. He is a believer in those for sure. Uh doubted doubted to buy. I'm assuming you're saying doubted to buy display booster bundles. Have bought some singles and stuff to display. Every day I regret it more and more. Yeah. I had an opportunity to buy the 1 for 1 booster bundle display for like $600, and it was on an auction, and the auction went up to 650. And I think even though I had the capital, I stopped at 600 and I let it go. And of course, I regret it. But without mistakes, you can learn. Yeah, you cannot learn without mistakes. Evil Skies has 4 to 5 reprints. It was not liked. Well, there you go. I'm just saying, people always want to bring up how much was printed, but at the same time, before what we experienced in 2025, we didn't have as many rip and shippers. We didn't have as many vendors. We didn't have as many resellers. Like, it's so wild what it has become. No matter how much gets reprinted, we cannot, we cannot ignore what Pokemon has become, what this hobby has truly become, and the way everything has changed exponentially. I'm actually going to make a video on that because somebody brought up a great topic the last time, and I gave my opinion on it. And should we accept that this is the new norm? Now, I don't believe that this is the new norm, but there is a new norm. It just isn't exactly this that's happening right now, where everything is just skyrocketing, right? Because at some point it has to pull back. So I'm gonna make a video on that and give my thoughts, and hopefully you guys can give me your thoughts as well, because it's all speculation and we're just giving our opinions, right? And we don't know what's going to happen 2 years down the line, how the market's going to react. Will people continue to buy Pokemon? Would it continue to be as popular? Would it continue to just create this insane popularity that we can't like just turn away? Is it going to continue to be on the news? Like we don't know. But people who find Gen 5 nostalgic also know Pikachu from the card. Yeah, for sure. For sure. That's without a doubt. I'm just saying, for example, Black Ball and White Flare right now aren't being valued that much because they're Gen 5. That's just the example right there. And that's the reason why I brought up Gen 5, because we have proof right now that people are not valuing Black Ball and White Flare because they're Gen 5. If that set, if that set was 151 with all those illustrations, yeah, I think we all know what would happen. I think we all know. Umbreon is Gen 2, yes. I'm just saying it's not Gen 1, but it's still recognized. Um, in 10 years, the sets today will be the chasers for those with careers. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to deny a certain Pokemon because people are saying that it's not popular because it's not Gen 1. At some point you have to realize that there are kids out there that never watched Pokemon Gen 1. It just wasn't around. It's not what's on TV. It's not what's on Netflix. Right now we have Netflix and it's Gen 9. And this is what kids are watching right now. So for you to not maybe acknowledge the potential of Sprigatito or Fuecoco or uh, Quaxley or whatever Pokemon come out in Gen 1, I think that that's just not a good move. If you're in it for the long run, if you're not, then it doesn't matter. What you think about Gengar GameStop stamp? I think that thing is so inflated. I think that Gengar doesn't even look that good, and I love Gengar. It doesn't even look that good. The GameStop stamp is actually ugly. It really is. It's just it's exclusive, right? It's like a limited thing, and that's why it's got value and the Gengar name attached to it. But aside from that, I think it's way overhyped. There's an Umbreon one with the stamp on it. Um, there are other ones. There are various cards with the stamp on it that are nowhere close to as valuable as that Gengar, and it's only because of the hype right now. I think that card is way too inflated. It's not even a great Gengar card. I'm sorry, it's not. Generations of Wizard of the Coast will be big. Yeah, last year the tag teams flew for sure. This is what I'm saying, man. Sometimes things just take time. GameStop promo is great, but not at current prices. Yeah, it's not bad. I just don't think the art's great. I think it's way overvalued. I think people are gonna buy into that card to then see it drop one day, which is insane. I missed the Wizard of the Coast Black Star promo concept. When you need to do all the things to get a promo, win tournaments, buy CD, trade, go to movie, and many more things. I hope it will come back on there. Yeah, I mean, like, even if you look at those CD promos, right? If you look at the CD Charizard, Blastoise, and Venusaur, those look insane, and they came from a CD, and they don't do things like that anymore. I don't know why. I don't think they even have promos for movies anymore, which is sad. At least some with like a hollow, right? Like, why wouldn't we have like a hollow? Like I saw, like, oh, I don't know. I just hope they really step it up and don't get lazy on us. I have 70 Destined Rivals booster bundles. That's insane. 120 sleeved, 14 half booster boxes, and 4 normal booster boxes. 20 building battles. Jeez. You are loaded with those, man. You are loaded. Those things must have appreciated so well as in the last, I don't know how many months while you've had them. Imagine having 50K to do that. You could probably buy out Gengar on TCG. I bet. Yeah, for sure. For sure. This is what I'm saying. It's an unregulated market. You could make a difference in the market with just $10,000. All you would have to do is buy the more expensive listings. That's all you got to do, and you would actually affect that exponentially. Do slabs not count to in the market values? Card market sales spikes are sales. Um, I mean, yeah. If you even if you look at price charting, you have an average. You have a market price. It's just not on TCG Player. But yeah, you have them on price charting. Like, if I don't know what slab you could be looking for. Let's just say Umbreon VMAX, just cause it's a popular Pokemon, popular card. And the first thing that actually comes up for this one right now is price charting. But yeah, so yeah, you have the PSA 10 value right here. This is the market price right now for the card. what it's selling for on average. 3 sales per day. Of course, the PSA 10, you just click right here and it gives you its graph for the PSA 10, and it's riding its way up. And of course, I love price chart for this. It gives you all of the values. You can put all of them in here if you really want to. The 7, the PSA 7, 8. Oh, I think it's only 3 at a time. Sorry, I think it's only 3 at a time. Nope, not even that. Why is it not showing the 8 now? Oh, there you go. There you go. You have to click on the number. But here, you can have all of them. This is why I like price charting for the graded values. But yeah, you have a market price for the slabs as well. Not just it just depends on the platform you're using. Of course, TCG Player doesn't have it. They just sell singles, not slabs. But then here you have also the sales that they record from eBay. These are all eBay sales, and as of today, you can see right here, one sold for 3,872. Another one sold for 4,000 yesterday. The day before that, another one for 4,000. So you can see the sales here, and even if you come down here, it gives you all these as well: Ace, Tag, SDC, SGC, CGC, PSA 10, BGS, right? CGC Pristine. So yeah, pretty cool, I would say. And for those that do doubt the CGC Pristine, you can see it's 4,234, while the PSA 10 is 3,875. Just for those, just a little thing to throw in there. It is more expensive, but it's harder to sell because it's more expensive, but it's there. And 4 boxes of Glory. The Glory Team Rockin' Box actually looks pretty cool, in my opinion. Sorry, Jay. The 225 I was talking about is the 151 booster bundle. Oh, it must have gone up that much further. I didn't even realize. If it did, I did not realize it. At a certain point, I'm just like, you know what? I'm not even gonna look at that thing right now. For real, man. Like that thing is so wild. The way that it's like, what is this thing doing? I'm gonna go to it right now. I'm gonna go. I don't want to believe it, but I wouldn't be surprised at the same time. Like, what? Wow. That's not accurate. Okay. All right. So of course, the so this is a great point here where we talk about this market being unregulated and TCG Player being something that's even more unregulated because of the way that it can get manipulated. This says 185, right? Clearly, it had an all-time high of like 190. So somebody must have done something here where TCG Player doesn't recognize it, and it's showing market prices at $102. So now we're going to look at the sales data, right? We're going to look at the sales data. Look at this. You think this was? Tell me, you guys, if you think this was done by mistake, because I highly doubt that it was. Why? I don't understand how that was done by mistake. And that has affected other market prices in the past, which I pointed out. It happened with Twilight Masquerade. It happened with Paldea Evolved. And then they had a little trouble riding back up. If you look at like Paldea Evolved, there was a point here where the same exact thing happened. There were booster boxes that sold, apparently were registered as a sale for like $35 for Paldea Evolved. And it was somewhere around here somewhere. Where was it? It happened to Paldea. It happened to Paldea. It happened to Twilight Masquerade. It happened to Brilliant Stars. It usually shows it. I'm trying to catch it. One of these blue bars, it'll tell you where it happened. Like it'll show you the low. So it's not popping up here. I don't know why it's not showing it, but it did happen uh last year, and it definitely affected the value of the box itself. I'm just gonna try to look at Twilight Masquerade and see if it shows it here, so you guys can see it in real time how this happens. It's so crazy. We were just it's so crazy that we're just talking about it, and I found something where it happened. Look right here, you see it. You can see that right there. It shows the low sale was at $43. And that 43 price point, that 43 was the exact same price that the others were being bought at, being Twilight Masquerade, Paldea Evolved, and Brilliant Stars all dropped tremendously in value from these insane highs. These were up here at over $300. Because of those sales, it came down to $265, guys. So just something I wanted to point it out because it was there. We just saw it with the 151 booster bundle. Just wanted to show you guys because I look at the market all the time. I look at like all the sales, and these weird things happen, and TCG Player doesn't catch it. Poster packs are the play. Nobody opening a 2K box. This is my point. Thank you. Thank you. Somebody else that's using his noggin, right? Your peanut inside your noggin is a little bit bigger than some of the others, I would say. Because who's gonna rip a like yes, prismatic ETBs are the play right now, right? But eventually, when people want to rip prismatic, they're not gonna rip prismatic ETBs. They're not. They're not gonna rip 151 ETBs, right? Like we know this. What's the point? When you can buy 3-pack blisters and get the same amount that's in an ETB for a much cheaper value. Gen 1 promos, the Gen 1 promos in the poster collection and 1 for 1 are fire. Yes, they are. They are. Not gonna lie. Uh Charizard EX 610 cases are something I've been buying too. I do like the promos. Like I have a few of them. I do like the promos. I like that they have texture. I think that at some point, just like those old promos that we've seen in the past from the other mega cards in the past, they're gonna do well. I really think they will. They're paying 400 on Wenzel's stream for team up sleeve packs. Yeah, yeah, nuts. This is my point. People are still buying. People are buying, even at those prices. Team up 3-pack are like 1200. This is what I'm saying. I'm telling you. Just, you know, it's one thing to listen to what somebody says, hear them out, right? Hear the reasoning, for example, like, I don't know. I don't even have nothing really that I want to grab next to me. Um, but for somebody to say, hey, look, this is the top tier product, booster boxes, top tier products to invest into. They're going to be this much more. Investors in the futures are going to keep wanting it. Collectors are going to keep wanting it. Cool. But you have to keep in mind that people are not going to stop ripping packs. This is the enjoyment that collectors get in the hobby, right? Like I said before, I am investing into Pokemon, and my channel is all about investing. But I rip. I can keep grabbing like bulk because I keep ripping because I enjoy it, and people are going to keep on doing that moving forward. They're going to want to. They're going to say, "Hey, man, that prismatic ETB is $500 right now, man. How much is that 3-pack blister for? $90? Sure, let's take it. Let me rip that 3-pack blister. Let me keep my cool Sylveon promo or Leafeon or Glaceon promo that comes with it. Nice promo, cool. Which I genuinely do like those promos. And rip 3 packs or a booster bundle. That's a quarter of the value of that insane ETB value, right? That's just the way I see things, right? I'm trying to see things in different situations. I'm not going to take someone's advice. I'm not going to ignore it, but I'm not going to take that advice without looking at other options. Like it's just not something I do. I would love to vend one day. I just to imagine having a business revolving around Pokemon, which I've always loved, is just amazing to me. Like I know that some people don't like it. I know some people believe that you're a scalper or you're a reseller. If I can get distro, bro, if I can get distro and maybe have like a site so I could have like a almost like a second job, I would love that. To have a business off of something that I grew up with as a kid that I loved, yeah, fire, fire. I would love it. Just me, I'm 35. I still have a long way to go before I retire. Yeah, I would love that. Each have 36 sleeves and also have Paldea Evolved. That was the one. I know there was a fourth. Jay just sent you a picture on IG of the containers. Oh, okay, gotcha. Because he's showed me them. We had a call before, and he was just showing me things. It's funny, man, because the way it's so funny because we're having like this like a FaceTime call. And what is this? The Poke Gangsta? I'm gonna skip that for now. I'm gonna show the picture that you sent. So this is it. Phantasmal. I know I saw 2 Phantasmal. There you go. Phantasmal, it's grown. I'll tell you right now, guys, it's grown. Riftbound was not here last he showed, but he also said that he moves the display around. Mega Evolution, Destined Rivals, Paldea Evolved, Mega Evolution again, Phantasmal Flames, and Riftbound, which I've seen that he has spoken about quite a few times. And these tins right here, who he loves, which has Evolving Skies in it. So yeah, we have all kinds of discussions. Look, this is him, SPC. Uh, Rev does a lot. He's not a content creator, but he's cool to talk to. He knows a lot, so I always want to pick brains if I can, and just have interesting conversations with people that are like minded and are just into Pokemon as well, and are just good, like honest, humble people. Do you think a case of Priz ETBs are good buy right now? So, the real question that you really want to ask yourself is, are you going to be here long term? And I mean, like, seriously, like, are you, like, really think, are you going to be here long term? Some people, you know, I'm not going to say names, uh, but I believe that even some content creators hint in a certain way that they're not going to be here for that long. If Pokemon goes downhill, they're out. They're out of here, and whatever. It is what it is. Um, and it looks like the cases are starting to pull back. It looks like the cases are starting to pull back. I'll show you here. Uh, the case was over $2,000. If we look at the listings that sold prior, were just over 2,000. See that 2,324, and now I don't know if it's because sales have been diminishing or it's because of the rumors that we've received that there are going to be more cases coming to the market. We have a listing just below 2,000. One here sold for 1,985. So if you're going to be here for the long term, is where we're going. If you're going to be here for the long term, if you're genuinely going to be here for the long term, then yes, I think it's a good buy. My opinion. If you're not, your gamble increases exponentially. You're gonna have to ride out whatever happens right now. Um, I was told, which I am not at liberty to say who told me, uh, but that they were gonna get some to distro, and assuming that happens, then that means that the value of the cases are gonna pull back, and they're hoping that they come back down to like 16, somewhere from 16 to 1,800. Um, so you might have to ride that out as that pulls back. But once again, we're seeing it here. We're seeing it live. It's pulling back. Is it because it's already come to market? We don't know. Is it because rumors alone? We don't know either, right? Because we don't know what these sellers are, what their reason is for listing it at these values. But I think that if you're going to be here for the long term, I think it's a great buy. Is it at a price point you don't want to be at? Yeah, of course. I already know that. Um, But long term, Prismatic's gonna do really well. We're seeing what these other boxes are doing that are nowhere close to as loved as Prismatic. What the Scarlet Violet era has done to the market is insane. Like, we know that the Sun and Moon era was amazing as well, but the Scarlet and Violet era is doing insane things. Like the values, the love, the people that are coming back into the hobby. Uh, this era is really the one that's doing it the most. So I think Prismatic is going to do well. I think that this is going to be a great, great buy if you do buy it and you stay here for the long run. That's really, really the only question here, because in the short term, things can change at the drop of a pin. Things can really change in the short term. But long term, I mean, I don't think these are going to drop an insane amount, anyways. Even in the short term, I don't think they're going to drop a crazy amount. But if they do drop to what's expected, the possible 1,800, maybe if the allocation from distro is even bigger, maybe 1,600. But I don't think you're going to go that much below 2,000 if it does drop. You know what I mean? I don't think that's going to happen. And then at the same time, if you wait, you always run the chance of these rising in value. So I hope that helps. Um, if you're here for the long term, like this is why I talk about like the collector app or the shiny app. Yeah, they're great. They're great for, like, for example, what Rev said. You're allowed to input what you pay so that you could see how much you've invested in comparison to how much your collection has appreciated. But I'm not a fan of looking at those apps every single day. If you're here for the next 3 years, if I know that I'm not going to move any of my product, for example, for years to come, why am I going to look at that app for the next 3 months straight? People do that every day. They look at their app every day. You go on Reddit and you guys will be like, "What's happening, guys?" And it'll be like the chart going up. But it's because they're questioning like what's happening, because they're looking at the chart every single day. What happened today, guys? What happened this week? Like, bro, if you are holding, you don't need that. You don't. You could have it. It's a great tool to have, so that you could keep up with how much you have and all that. But I'm just not a fan of people consistently just staring at those things. Last movie promo was HMU in 2020, which is an insane one. I love that one. But that's what I'm saying. I want more. I want more. I want more cool promos. Give me a cool Rayquaza promo. Like, that'd be sick. Do you filter sometimes too on TCG Player on prices, the value change low to high? What you think the items on value you see there? It's most booster boxes from Watt Sierra, but the values are so strange. I mean, you're in the Netherlands, so this is why I was pointing that out, because not every seller that's listing on here is shipping out of the country. So for me, it's clearly a different situation. I don't filter anything out. Um, but for you, that's why I did say that. For most people that don't live within the US, you might have some complications. You might have much fewer sellers that are willing to list something that's going to get shipped out of the country. Hidden Fates was reprinted well after it rotated out of standard. Why are people so confident that Wolf I One and Prismatic won't be there? There's no guarantee. I mean, it's not a thing where when something rotates out, it's for sure that something's not going to get reprinted. It's just more of an unlikely nature for things to get printed once they're out of print. Can they continue to put some of that out? Of course. Pokemon can do what, bro. Pokemon can reprint Sun and Moon if they really wanted to, bro. They could print out all the mid era stuff if they really wanted to, but it's unlikely because um the Pokemon TCG isn't necessarily meant for investors, clearly. And it's yes, it's meant for collectors, but it's more meant for the players. And as they keep rotating out these sets, they're actually coming out of the play rotation. So once they come out of the play rotation, Pokemon has less of an incentive to continue to print these since they're not playable anymore. You understand? So they keep on printing these sets that they need to for the players. And that's why rotation is such a big deal. The Lego promo coming out, I did hear about that. I don't know what that's going to look like, but there is talks of a Lego promo where people are being allowed to, with certain restrictions, I guess making it fair for everyone in their own way, of how they design their own Pokemon Lego like statues, but they make it themselves. I think they're going to use their own pieces. I don't know exactly what all the rules are, but it's open right now, and I think you have till May 31st to create a Lego piece of a Pokemon that could potentially be a Pokemon card, which is pretty cool. I hope people don't botch it up. I really do. One for Everyone reprint is coming. Mark my words. Probably just normal ETBs, but it will tank One for Everyone pretty good, 30% or so. Listen, man, if those come, I'm buying. Not market price though. I'm buying the ones at MSRP if they do come out, because I'm not paying $500 for an ETB. It's not happening. But I would love it, bro. I'm not. Be aware. I'm not someone that's against reprints, bro. Because I'm in here for the long term. I don't care if a lot of these products tank in value. You know, I don't care if they tank in value and everybody can buy it, collectors can buy it, kids can rip it. That's great. Like, do it. Like, everybody gets some. I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. I welcome the reprints. I want more affordable prices. If I want to hold something for the long term, you know, I want to hold something so that it actually genuinely becomes rare. So that when somebody buys it, they're like, wow, you know, I'm happy that I was able to obtain this thing that's no longer around, you know? So I'm not somebody who's really big into like flipping product like that, like not. So I don't really care for how the values really move that much in the short term, unless it's something that I want to buy that I want more affordable, so that I can continue just building positions on that. I know what you mean about the slab values, but what I meant is card market. You see sometimes of a very high peak. That's from slabs there. So I have no idea. I'm not sure exactly. Sometimes if you're looking at TCG Player and you're looking at the singles, sometimes they get bought out. Sometimes they get manipulated. We've seen that with the Drowsy. We've seen that with other cards. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. I don't know if that's exactly what you're trying to say. Uh, that's wishful thinking. If I want to be one to be, hey, listen, like I said, for me, if they come, if they drop, I'll take it. No, I'm saying, oh, you're saying it's going to flatline at 225. That's possible. But who knows, man? The more time moves forward, the more rare they possibly get and the more valuable. Hidden Fates was reprinted 2 years after it rotated out. That's a good thing to point out. Good thing to point out. Like I said, man, if they come, I will welcome them with open arms. I promise you. You don't think so, but they haven't said they aren't reprinting like celebrations. We'll have to see. It happens often with singles. Oh my god, I'm so behind with the comments. I'm just saying September 22nd is 3 years anniversary from the release date of 051. If they reprint this, is the release date. Okay. That, like I said, that's something to keep your eye on. If that does happen, I think a lot of people are gonna go crazy. One of the biggest things that people don't really talk about, which I will talk about in my next video with the new norm. I forgot who it was that brought it up. Was that you, Kevin? It could have been Poke Painter. I can't remember if it was you or Poke Painter. I think it was one of you two that talked about the new norm. Man, resellers, even if this happens, let's say hypothetically speaking, 151 does drop. If you're not buying it in person, the chances of you buying them on a Walmart drop or a Target drop are slim to none, because the resellers that are invested into making this their business, they all have bots, and they're gonna just buy it all, which sucks. It does suck. About the slab counting and values on the card market, take a look at Espion, uh, Neo Destiny set, bounced around 150 and peaked to 700 in a short time. That was a slab sale, but no affect the market too. But which site? Are you talking about TCG Player? Let me know the Espion you're talking about and the number of the card so that we could just look it up. Um, Neo Discovery. Let's see if this is the one you're talking about. I love this card. I don't know exactly which one it is that you're talking about, because I'm looking at it here and it's at 150. And yeah, it did have a huge spike. I'm seeing that now. At the end of last year, there was a big spike. All that has to be is hype, man. All that has to be so you do see that the spike happens shortly after the rise in value of the slab. A lot of times, if the value of the slab increases, let me just show that here on the screen. A lot of times, when you see the spike in the slab value, you'll see the value of the single, which you're seeing down here, which I think I can zoom in. Yeah, here we go. See, this is why I love price chart, because it lets you zoom in. So yeah, so you saw the rise here in the value of the PSA 10. You saw that big spike, but the single itself took time to appreciate. Right, it took a little time. It came up, and as the value was here still, the value of the single still kept rising. You see it still going. And then the slab is continuing to rise once again after it took a dip. But a lot of times it follows. It follows that slab increase, and then the raw single will start to also follow. I'm assuming this is what you were talking about. But that is something that's not exactly out of the ordinary. Maybe the price spike to you seemed out of the ordinary, but the value of the slab alone will pull that raw value up. Just like we're seeing with all these other cards. You're seeing the Bubble Mew and the Magic card fluctuate in value. The PSA 10s are also fluctuating in value, and they usually work in tandem. 151 TVs aren't getting reprinted. Would it happen by now? I mean, listen, I don't know, but just playing around with the idea, with the hypotheticals. If it were to happen, I think we all know what's going to happen. But then again, at the same time, we don't know what Pokemon's doing. Pokemon could easily say, you know what, 151 Gen 1, people love it. Let's give them what they want. They could do that if they wanted. Highly unlikely, like I said before, though. Did you pay attention when they just dropped Battle Styles? What's the date? What the date was? 5 years from a release date? When did they drop Battle Styles? When did that happen? I wasn't around for that, probably. Or at least I don't know what you're talking about. The rip and ship sector has changed the sealed game. More packs ripped daily, increases sealed value. I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna have this conversation with you guys in my next video, because the way that Pokemon has changed is real. As much as people don't want to um acknowledge it, sometimes it really has changed. That was left over us talking about a reprint. Okay. Another specialty set, Hidden Fate TCV, was reprinted 2 years after I rotated it out. 2021. It's ridiculous. That's 151 can't be, in my opinion. Like anything's possible. I first noted the pattern with Celestial Storm. Pokemon's gonna drop more, and market went from 600 to 200, just like that. They can do whatever they want. They 100% can. Discord, I do have the Discord in the description if that is what you're trying to get at. I do have it. If you guys want to join the Discord, you're all welcome. I have a great community so far in there. Just cool people. The community is not large whatsoever, but I do like the people in there. We have whatever conversations you guys might want to have. In the last like few weeks, I haven't been really there. At least this week for sure. I've been really busy this week, but eventually I do pop in from time to time. Sometimes I spend more time than other days in there. Especially if you tag me, I'm going to see it, and I don't mind being tagged whatsoever. Just because I like having the conversations with you guys. Celestial Storm ETB. Yeah, yes, we meant correct. 151 coming in September. Mark my words. I'm going to wait. You better come into my comment section and say, "Hey, listen, I heard these are on Target's backend or Walmart's, and you let me know, please. If not this September, then 2 more years on the 5th anniversary. They get tricky because people know how they do. Yeah, it could be anything. Sent it on. Oh, you sent it on Discord is what you were trying to say. Got you. Um, did you send it on Discord to me? Oh, you sent it to me personally. Okay. Add friend. I will add you. No problem. Card market. This site. Snorlax, Smeargle, Espeon. Visit site. Card market. Have I been on this site before? Have I used this site before? That there have been several like sites that have contacted me to like sponsor me. And I don't know who I just don't want to take any sponsorship. Like I understand that I can make money from it, but at the same time, if I am gonna have some kind of a sponsor that I'm gonna recommend, I want it to be something legit. I want it to be something that's actually like that I would love to use. If it's a platform that I'm not gonna enjoy, that I don't find to be beneficial, where the opportunity to buy doesn't feel flawless, like just buying, like if I want to find something and I want to, let's say if there was a site that would allow me to buy not only from eBay but from TCG Player, and also from what's this other site, Mercari, for example, and it would list the best listings, the cheapest ones that were more affordable. I would use that site. I would use the site, and I would then gladly tell you guys about it. Maybe if they'd sponsor me and push it in my channels, and then I could make money from it. But then it would be a like real genuine thing that I believe in. I don't know. I think this might have been one of the ones that contacted me. I can't remember. Card market. Okay. Oh, you're saying this price spike? Yeah, I don't know. Is that? I mean, these are all in euros, though. Is that only in your region? I think this was the site that contacted me, bro. I think this was the site, and I felt like I was having such a hard time using this site. So yeah, I mean, I don't know exactly what you're looking for here. I don't know what you're looking at right here. This chart looks so weird, and it's only going up to February 4th. Why is that happening? Is that not odd? I don't know. It's only going to February 4th. I don't know what's up with this chart offer. I don't see. I don't even understand this chart right here. From 29 euros, price trend 160, 30 days average 126, 7 days average 231. Yeah, I'm not sure about this site, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. This is what I'm seeing. If I'm gonna push a site, like I want it to be seamless. I want it to be so easy to use. I want you guys to not be like, "Okay, why are you pushing this site? It sucks." No, I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that whatsoever. I don't, man. I want it to be an enjoyable experience for all of us. I don't even want to hear the comments on something negative like that. The best prismatic ETB play were the Dollar General versions. Those are not dropping. Yeah, Rev was big on those. I was not. I don't like the displayability of the yellow stickers on it. But I think, well, first off, those were cheaper. Right now they're kind of right pretty close to the value of the regular ones, only because the regular ones had this pullback after these drops on Walmart. But they were like $30 cheaper, as they should be, in my opinion, because they're not as displayable with this with that sticker on it. Right now, they're actually a little more expensive, which are these right here. They're a little more expensive than the regular ones, but I hate this yellow sticker right here. Like I hate it. I hate it so bad. But there aren't as many. They might be a little more exclusive. But I think if anybody, I think these should always be cheaper because of this displayability, and they should get ripped. I think these should be the ones that the rip and shippers use the most to rip. But these, at the same time, I'm not saying that they shouldn't be valuable. I'm just saying that these should be the ones they use to rip, while the other ones get used to display. And that is still has its own demand, right? People need to rip. Rip and shippers need packs. Uh, Still the high demand. Wait until the market starts to distinguish between first print involving skies, ETBs, and later prints with a QR code on the box and updated code. Oh man, are they resealed because the heavy hitters are out? Box not heavy drop. I don't know what you're talking about right there. Special sets do not follow same guidelines. We have no idea or control over reprints even years after rotation. Be careful believing people who say different. Listen, one thing I will tell you is that I will say that at all times, Pokemon does what they want. No one knows, no one has any inside information to what Pokemon is going to do. But there are some things that are just a little more unlikely than other things to happen, which is what I always say. I always tell you guys something's highly unlikely, or not as likely as something else. I never tell you guys a sure no because there's no way that anybody can tell you that. I don't have a direct line to Pokemon. No one does, and I know some people do tell you that. Some people try to make these crazy videos and they'll tell you, where are the reprints? Where are they? And then Prismatic drops, and then they go quiet. They start talking about something else. So you guys realize that you guys are the ones absorbing the videos, which I do as well, is how I know. And then I know that once they do that, like I know what they're about. It's just, people show you who they really are. Uh Made a stupid nonsense joke. Okay. I mean you people think that they are just pulling cosmic out some warehouse or printing that ish for collection boxes and Pokeballs. Get real. I don't know. It's hard to say. Sometimes the first thought you get, because Cosmic Eclipse is sold, that they probably had packs that they didn't bundle into booster boxes or ETBs. But you could very well be right. They could still be printing it. They really could. Oh, sorry. Huh. Lego promo. Here we go. Kevin, yes, it is extra stick, extra stuff, I assume, just like the evolving in collection boxes. Special sets never are put into collection boxes outside of booster box products. Yeah, that's true. What about the Japanese woman look back at Pikachu promo? Is that one confirmed too already? I'm not sure. Um, I haven't seen anyone confirm any of these promos to be actually like legit like that. Like usually you see a lot of these things get like when they're legit, you see them pop up on Twitter, you see them pop up on TikTok, and for sure, Poke Beach. Poke Beach always gives you like legit information. Um, Sometimes they tell you about things that might happen or may not happen, but for the most part, Poke Beach is a place that you could actually go to actually like find legit stuff, right? Like just like they revealed the Series 2 for the other gens with the other Pokemon in there, because we had the Gen 1 already. They always have like legit stuff, right? I can't wait to see those as well because I actually do love Gen 2, Cyndaquil, Totodile, and Chikorita. Chikorita, of course, people don't like it as much. I think it's nice still. Um, but then you see again, you got the Gen 5 starters in there as well mixed in. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, Poke Beach usually has something about some of that, and I haven't seen any of them. Nothing. They just talk about that they announced the TCG set called the 30th celebration, but they don't have anything about promos just yet. Going to a Japanese flower museum or something. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think I had a Discord thing. Oh, that was before, right? I'm assuming that was before. Yeah, because this comment was 15 minutes ago. I'm so behind. Holy smokes. I'm so behind. Spike is much more on card market. If there aren't as many listings on card market, it makes it that much easier to manipulate. So keep that in mind. TCG player, I think, is probably the top one. So keep that in mind. If there aren't that many listings, it's so much more easier to manipulate that, or so much more easier for there to be like a fluctuation in price. March 18th. They just had Battle Styles drop on Pokemon Center in 2026. Oh, and the two-pack blisters, you mean? You're talking about the two-pack blisters? Snorlax promo spike, also much more on card market. Yeah. Like I said, if there isn't as many listed, then yeah, that's gonna happen. March 19th, my bad. What is your best source for new droppings? Twitter. Twitter, the Twitter groups that I follow or pages actually notify me. I have the notifications turned on my phone. So every time anything drops, Pokemon Center, Walmart, Target, I get notifications as if it was one of these paid Discord servers for free. It's for free. Yeah, for the new sets. All vendors, LCS use card market in the Netherlands. I don't like it much. It might be what's relevant to you guys. You know, you guys may not have this is a problem when I was talking about TCG player. I don't know if you can filter or make it so that you're in a different country. In TCG player, like I don't see that here. Like even when I try to filter something out, like when I'm looking at right now, I'm looking at the Prismatic Evolution Dollar General exclusive. There's no option here where I can switch the country unless you know that I something that I don't. I don't see that here whatsoever. Now, what you will usually get are those specific sellers that are willing to ship out of the country, but I don't see that. Like, you know what I mean? They take price trends. Yeah, like I said, it's because you're out of the country, and that's a US site. Now, there was something happening. They were doing something. They were supposed to link, like, all the regions, like, countries that were and continents that were gonna be it was something that they were gonna use that was gonna allow them to link all sales data and make it one, so that the market price in Europe would be the same as what we have here in the US. So that's something that they were talking about coming out with. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but that was a thing that was supposed to happen. No ETBs, Gen 1 promos, first partner boxes have a look away from the Japanese 20th celebrations promo, Pika and 3 starters on it. 279 XYP. Let's look that up. Let's look that up. Let's see if that pops up just like that. Oh, I see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying. That is a cool card. Let me just show this to you guys. It is a cool card. It looks nice. I'm not gonna lie. This is a really nice card. Really nice card. Must be expensive. I didn't even look at the price. Just clicked on the picture so we could all see it. Let's see what the value of the card is. Holy ungraded $5,166. 18K at a PSA 10. Holy smokes, bro. What? That's insane. That is insane. What was the low? 1,822. That must have been a scary point for anybody who bought up here. You see what I'm saying? Like, but wow, that's nuts. Yeah, that's nuts. Nuts. Really, really nice card though. That's a really cool one. Love that card. That's so nice. I wonder how that's gonna be worldwide. Same market prices. If you take the Van Gogh promo, it's gonna be a hard thing, really. Yeah, like I said, there was something that they had announced. I forgot who it was. They announced something where they were gonna link all the regions with the same market price. I mean, it would be a big deal, man. There's things in the UK that are much cheaper than they are here in the US. And I mean like by booster boxes. And I think for a good while, I don't know if it's still a thing in the UK, if I remember, the Pokemon Center website still had a bunch of Temporal Forces and I think Paradox Rift booster boxes listed on the site while we were sold out since last March, I think. We sold out of everything, I think, last March. Sheesh. Yeah, Sheesh is right. Sheesh is right. That's a beautiful card, though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad that Clayton brought it up. Uh, but incredible. That's an expensive card, man. Expensive card. But yeah, let's see. Just a lot of wild things. The singles continue to go crazy. Like I want to see what the singles and destined rivals are like right now, right? Because let me see something. Ungraded. That's ungraded as well. Let's see. Yeah, let's do it like this. This is what I like about price chart. Like a lot of times, like now, especially that I'm looking at cards to grade, even videos that I've been before of cards that were like undervalued that I thought that had great PSA 10 values, like this is where I would go, like easily. And the raw values, even though some people don't like price charting because it doesn't include the condition of the card being like near mint or LP or MP, whatever. In reality, even that number is really, really close to whatever you see on TCG Player. But cards that you may be looking for that may be undervalued, that could be like a really great like PSA 10 that you could flip at some point, like the Lapras at $24. I don't know what the value is, 225. That's a 10x. No, sorry, that's not a 10x. That's a 9x, close to a 10x. That's a great flip right there, right? Look what it was before. Even so, though, at the value of $24, great card to flip if you could grade it. So I love price charting for this reason, and I love price charting also because it allows me to go so far back, right? Like even looking at this card right here, right? You can't see this kind of sales data on TCG Player. You have data here from 2021. TCG only gives you 1 year at the most. So you have your slab values here, you have your single value here, and you can actually track that and see how that's working out and see what some cards can actually do. I love this site, to be honest. I try to utilize every site I can, like as a tool. Like some sites are good for one thing, and others like TCG Player. It's so much better, in my opinion, to track value in the sense of volume, right? How many sales per day? How many sales in the last month, 3 months? There's so much more to track there because it doesn't show that here. But then when you want to come and look at the slab value, I'm always going to come to price charting. I can use them both in tandem. Look at what they've both done for the last year, both the single there and the raw here. I mean the slab here. This is another card right here that I don't understand why it's not doing better. Like $75. I think it's like this card is amazing. Like I never thought this card would be this cheap. Somebody send me something on Clinton. This thing here. Yeah, guys. Once again, the Discord is there. If you guys do want to join the Discord, um, we have all kinds of conversations. Of course, I notify you if I make a video. You can post your videos on there. You can ask all kinds of questions. You can talk about the singles that you have, your favorite cards, your sealed, all that good stuff. Friendly environment. But yeah, this card right here is one of my favorite cards. I do not own the card. Um, Great card though. I think it should be more valuable than what it is right now. Like if you look at the comparison between like this is a little over 2x, maybe a 2.5x of the raw value, which is insane. Like this is not worth trying to exactly grade and all that, but I'd rather buy it at 190. It's not even that bad of a cost for like a slab of a Umbreon. I can't believe that it's just cheap, honestly. If we look at like what other Umbreons have done in the past, I don't understand why that Umbreon isn't doing well. And then this one from Evolving Skies, I thought it would do better. At some point, it has. It was even cheaper before last year. I remember making a video in sometime last year where this card was like $13. I thought it would do so much more though, and it's only $110 in a PSA 10. Really cool card though. I think this art is amazing for what it is, right? Because it's not in SIR or a alt art. Really cool card. There are other cards like this is why in my last video I did bring up Brilliant Stars, right? If we look at Brilliant Stars, Just look at all the Brilliant Stars cards. Like, there's so many cool cards in here, right? The Sylveon, wherever it is, right here. This one I pulled. This one I pulled, man, and I was excited when I pulled this card. Now, I could not, I could not whatsoever grade the one I got. Like, it's so off center, but the card is so nice, man. This is such a beautiful card. I cannot. This is why people like content creators have been pushing Brilliant Stars. It's such a cool set. It really is. It has some really, really nice cards in there, really underrated cards that I think should be much more valuable than just $140. You know what? You know what? I don't often buy slabs, but I might buy this one for the PC. $140? $140 for this beautiful card? Yeah, I just might buy that one for the PC. I just might have to. It, Brilliant Stars is pretty stacked. It's pretty loaded. 204 for this one. Not horrible either. Really, really beautiful card with a little sneak peek of the Gengar there. I love that. Great card too. Brilliant Stars is stacked. I don't know people. I don't know many people who do not like Brilliant Stars. Snack bread, what's going on, brother? The Trainer Gallery Vs are super underrated. Yeah, I sold mine. Wow, Umbreon from Neo set is the OG. Yeah, I mean, come on now. You're bringing up the Neos. Okay, the Neos have amazing card. We know they look sick. The V's are better in my opinion. He says. My opinion to underrated compared to modern Umbreon. Yeah, I mean, listen, the things change. Art styles change. The artists at some point stop drawing, right? This one is also really, really nice in my opinion. Underrated cards, underrated. I just don't understand sometimes where the market decides to value certain cards and how they do, right? Because if we look at all these values 50, 48, 48, 46, 44, and these are like high for what they were, right? Before this, they were 20 at the end of 2024. And this thing has just been fluctuating in that same price. But then if we look at other cards, other sets, um, we don't have that. We don't have those values. You have other cards like this Eevee here that if it were to be in a Scarlet and Violet era set, it would do really well. It would do really well, but just because it's not in a modern set, it's not performing like you thought it would. 223 for a PS 10. Not bad for a card that only costs $16. That could be a play right there. The Flareon, the Galarian Moltres, that's a gold, not those. This one took off for a little while, but I think that was a little bit of manipulation, if I'm being honest. The Jolteon right here, this card is really cool as well. $200 and a 10, $12, a great card to grade as well if you could. They have so many good cards in here, guys. Like this set is pretty good. And I know people don't like the Urshifus, but they look cool. But like I said before, if you look at these cards, right, and most of them are in the 40s and 50s, with the Umbreon Trainer Gallery being at the 75 price point. Ignore this Charizard because that's something else, a price pack thing. And the Rainbow, of course, is a little valuable. And then you have the Alt Art, which is not all that valuable as well. But if we go to, for example, and this is what gets me, we saw all those cards, how good looking they were. And I know that a lot of the new cards look good. Maybe the color pops more. But if we go to Black Bolt and we look at the singles, there's so many singles in here that I don't believe should have the value that they have. Right? Aside from the top cards here, which are the clear SIRs, first off, this card does not belong there. I don't care what anybody says. Uh, but like some of these cards, like Superior's here, Superior, in my opinion, even though it's a SIR, doesn't look that great. This thing got manipulated, shouldn't even be $10. This thing is 26, 28. All these cards with decent values, they're not all that great, and they're not all really popular Pokemon. And then you see these cards here, where we have Umbreons, Sylveons, the Mimikyu, which has clearly increased in popularity. Arceus, even this Sylveon, which I almost missed. I have this one in Japanese. Really, really nice card as well. Like this is like underrated stuff right here. Like $44, PSA 10 at 143, incredibly underrated in my opinion. I just don't understand how people decide, like the market, because it's people, that those are basically as valuable as these. I don't see it. I don't see it. But that's just me. Tag teams rise last year. Will VMAX come this year? I don't know, man. I would love to see Brilliant Stars singles take off. Like they deserve it. Like I don't understand why they're not there, but I think that they really do deserve it. Right? Even what else? The trainer gallery in Lost Origin. And this is what I like too, right? You just look at the set and you can get it at price chart. Lost Origin. So even the trainer gallery here, this Gengar got insanely pumped, clearly. The Pikachu is also really expensive, but the ones that have been talked about the most as of late, of course, are the Gengar that took off and the Pikachu. But then we have like a Charizard that at some point took off, but this was like $5. This thing was so cheap for so long, all of last year. Look at this. And then towards the end, it hit $20. PSA 10. What did we see out of PSA 10? Well before it took off with all the Phantasmal Flame hype. Look at this. $100 basically. A 365 pulled back. Now it's back up to 225. This card was not respected whatsoever until Phantasmal got announced. Then looking at the other cards, look at this Pikachu. Like, if this Pikachu was released right now, would this thing be $77? I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. 302 and a 10. I think that would be an SIR and it would go crazy right now. So many cards. Look at this. Even the Snorlax here, like this in a new set, it kills. I don't know. It's just odd. That's just my thinking. I don't understand how the market values some of these cards when they just, I don't know, when they create these price points. I don't know. Then Remax, then EX. I don't know, man. I don't know what is it going to cost? What is it going to make? What's going to make people say, you know what, these cards are much more valuable than what they are listed for? V stars after tag teams. V stars. I mean, there are some decent V stars. If the Crown Zenith V stars are nice, but not every V star is nice. Like you have the Brilliant Stars. Isn't there a Charizard V star in here somewhere? Where is it? Where is it? That's the prize pack one, and I don't want to confuse you guys with the value. Damn, my nose is itchy. Where's the other Charizard V star? It's around here somewhere. Not the jumbo. Not the jumbo. Where is it? I know it was really cheap for some time. Here it is. I'm going to show you the picture first before we see the value of the card. Charizard V star. And I think if I remember correctly, these are a little hard to pull. If I remember correctly. $9.48. PSA 10 at $99. Nothing. It's been basically flat. I don't know. Like I said, it's odd. It really is odd. You have that. You have the Lugia V star from Silver, right? Which I love, Silver Tempest. This one obviously took off, even though it wasn't as expensive for some time. Look at what it was doing last year. $75. Jumped up to 154, down to 105 though, but still pretty decent. PSA 10 314, even that value increased. Look at that. Look at what it was doing last year. But this is a really nice card though. Just underrated. Like guys, these cards, if they were released right now, this is the thing. A lot of these cards that aren't released right now, they're not just being valued like the ones that they're coming out with now. It's pretty crazy. Beautiful card though. And then you have the Lugia V star. Where's the V star? This Lugia V actually is really nice in my opinion. I think this is a really, really cool card. Really cool cards. It's too bad that it was a V and it's easier to pull. And so it's cheap for that reason. And even the PSA 10 at 120 is pretty cheap, but it's a really nice card. Let's see what else. Where's that Lugia V star? Not a bad looking card. Not a bad looking card. $4.28 and $67 out of 10. I don't know what it would take for a V star to have any kind of value, to be honest. Black Bolt and One Flare have easy hit rates too with all the full arts in it. I don't think it has an easy hit rate. Actually, I'm pretty sure that it doesn't have an easy hit rate. Um, wait, hold on. Let me just look at something real quick. What is this? Oh, I was just trying to make sure. Rev was showing me. Reverend shows me things because he's been a big believer in the Dollar General prismatic evolutions ETBs, and he's showing me how the Dollar General ones are rising in value, but the regular ones are dipping in value. But of course, we're not getting Dollar General ones hit the market, so of course that's why they're not changing. Even though these regular ones will, in my opinion, probably exceed those once again. Um, what was I going to look at again? What did I say? Black Bolt. Okay, here we go. I remember I made a video on it. I made a video on it. I don't remember what the pull rates were. I'm clearly not going to go into my video. But I know that they got put onto TCG Player so that we can look at the hit rates because I know that they were not easy to pull. So we're gonna look at them together. Um, and that's this image here, which will allow me to just do that, but it won't allow me to like actually zoom in, which is dumb. Why did it even why did it tell me to magnify? And this is all it does. Whatever. It says this was unknown. Unknown is what they had, but for the SIRs, they had a 1 out of 80. The Master Balls, which nobody cares about, 1 out of 19. The illustration rares, it says 1 out of 6, which I found a little odd because I opened a ton, not a ton, I'm lying. I opened 4 ETBs of each. I opened 4 ETBs of each, and I pulled the Snivy and maybe like 1 or 2 more illustration rares that I did not like, and they were not good looking. I'll be honest, I didn't get good pull rates. When I did my pull rate video, I don't think I got 1 out of 6. I wish I had it, man. I had. It sucks because I log stuff. Clearly, I write it down, but to track what I wrote down, I don't know how many months ago. Like, but yeah, pull rates do seem easy on what it says here, but I don't remember. Like, this is 1 out of 80, like a lot of the other sets, and this number seems odd. 1 out of 6. Even the sets that have 1 out of 80, like if we look at, right, because I had to Google it and then it brought me there. Let's look at like Destined Rivals pull rates. Destined Rivals pull rates. Where are we? Here we go. See, 194. It just changed a little bit, and then the IRs doubled because that number at 1 out of 6, that seemed odd. Something was odd there. I wouldn't go with that. It seemed a little odd, but either way, I just feel like the way that people price some of these things, I don't know, man. A lot of it is hype. A lot of it is just modern market and things happening right now. Um, and that just driving the value of the cars that are in here right now. So even the cars that are not that great, which should not be that valuable, which in another market like a bear market or just somewhere in between, a lot of these cards like the card is not bad, but who likes this Pokemon for it to be like I would not pay $20 for this card. I'm sorry, I would not because I don't like the Pokemon. I don't think it's worth $20 just because I don't like it. A lot of people will not feel that way. How is this card more expensive than one of the Gen 5 starters, Snivy? This card is beautiful, but it's cheaper than that Conqueror. What, like what? No, it doesn't make sense. It's cheaper than this, the Klinglang. My lord, it's cheaper than the Aldino. It's cheaper than this thing right here. Yeah, I don't buy it. So I mean, that's just me, my opinion. I don't see it. I really don't. It's because there are so little in the market. Look how little. Wow. Look how little of those IRs are of Blackpool. Yeah, but still, man, I would not. But I'm just trying to say, even though there aren't that many, um, and a lot of that has to do with people not opening Black Bull White Flare, because the demand isn't exactly there. Even though there aren't that many, like you see here, 49 listed, 38 listed, 69 listed. I still wouldn't pay this value for this card. That's all I'm saying. Um, AR, oh, Astral Radiance. Actually, yeah, they have. I mean, the Misty. I showed you guys. I don't know. I put that thing away. I have the Misty. Looks like a perfect 10. It looks like a perfect 10. Let's see. That Misty Starmie looks like a perfect 10. The one I have. Yeah, I think yo, if this card, if guys, tell me right now, what do you guys think? If this card right now, if this card came out in any set right now, as a matter of fact, if it came out in perfect order gave us the mega and then give us a second SIR and it was this one, tell me guys right now what would this card cost? And then tell me, even though we have a gold and we have that other mega one, what would be the top chase in the set? Because I think that this would be, in no doubt, this would be the chase. I love this card. This is one of the cards that I would not sell. It has increased in value. It's only 99 bucks. At a PSA 10, it's 328. If this thing was in a modern set, this thing would be like $400. Just the fact that it has Misty in there. Machamp V is pretty cool. Not part of the Training Gallery though. That's the all art. Radiant Greninja. That's also, this is not an alt art either. This is one of the Trader Galleries right here as well. Another card, really nice. Garchomp, really popular. Cynthia again, really popular. Pretty cheap in comparison to like all the cards that we have in the modern era. $58 here, 186 at the PSA 10. Like, that's the only difference is just when it was printed. Even this Kingdra right here looks cool. This Kendra's so sick too. Look, like I said, it's just when sometimes it's just like us, just like whenever we go somewhere, we always say perfect time, perfect place. This is same case, same case here with a lot of these cards. You know, Mortars, the Gardevoir right here, really cool too. Um, yeah, time and place. It clearly plays a big part in this market for various different things. Um, and it's sad because a lot of these cards are pretty damn cool. And I think that they don't have the value that they would have if they were printed today. You look also at pop rates to inspect the market values for raw cards. With pop rates, you can say more how easy hit rates are. So the way that I was looking at the pull rates was that I actually, so any of the pull rate videos that I made, I actually sat down for hours and watched Rip and Shippers rip, and then did the math. And I'm pretty sure that like every single one of my videos was pretty damn close to the pull rates that TCG Player listed. And even TCG Player's listings, like whatever they list on there, whatever they put, isn't going to be 100% accurate because, as I say in every single video that I make with pull rates, batching is a thing. And the reason why I say that is because it's very possible for you to open up an ETB and have no hits, and then somebody can open up another ETB and have 4 hits. Like that can happen. That happens with booster boxes. That happens with ETBs, booster bundles. It doesn't matter what it is. So you may have a batch of 1,000 booster packs of a specific set that got opened by, you know, what was I just feeling? Let's say Frank or Snack Bread, who's here. And then I opened my own 1,000. It's very possible that I have like maybe 33% more hits than he does, or 20%. It's possible. So sometimes things average out, sometimes they don't, but batching is an issue sometimes. Uh, I gotta get that Pika V before it doubles. Yo, that Pikachu card is so cool. Even the VMAX, which I didn't show, the Pikachu VMAX, sick. Great card, underrated. Yeah, the V Star not that great. The only V Star that's nice is the Mewtwo from Crown Zenith. At least the only one I can think of. The only good one is the Darkrai. Darkrai, I did see the V Star here somewhere, which actually is nice as well, but it's also very cheap. That's this one right here. that he's talking about. If you're talking about the one in Astro, really nice. Even the V, the regular V, this is the $2.29. A PSA 10 is $58. Where's that V? I just saw. Oh, this is the V. The V is actually nice too. But you see how the art is different? Like this could have been such a more detailed art in the modern, in the more modern cards, of course, because this is Sword and Shield is still modern. But in Scarlet and Violet or Mega, this would have been drawn differently with much more detail. Now we'll have to see. I think people are underestimating what Pokemon can do. Look at this card. Sick card, man. Um, I think people are underestimating what Pokemon can do in the sense of how good they can make a card look. I think I saw a video. Oh, Pokechuck was saying something about him thinking that the Darkrai set isn't going to be great because the Mega Darkrai isn't like appealing, I guess, and it doesn't look that great. It does look like a little weird, but I am not gonna sit here and act like Pokemon artists can't make it work. I don't like the Mega Dragonite. I don't like that they did that with the wings. They put it on its head, but the artist made it work, and the card looks amazing. So I'm gonna wait and see to see what that card does or what it looks like because we can actually be in for an amazing looking Darkrai, a Mega Darkrai that even though what we see in the game or the images that are out there don't look great, maybe they'll make the card look amazing. I'm hoping. That Ray V Max I had in the PSA right now should have back on April 27th, one day before my birthday. My birthday is on the 28th. Good luck to you, man. I hope you get a 10. Yeah, I hope you get a 10, bro. Indeed, amazing Lugia V. Most sets since Temporal do not have easy hit rates. Yeah, Temporal, really tough hit rates. Paradox, I think it's not that easy either. Twilight Masquerade, really hard to get a pull, good pulls from there as well. Everything is just tough after that. Hit the Genesect today. The Genesect is pretty cool. It's still cool. Black Bull bundles are it. I mean, people are buying them. There's people looking for opportunity everywhere. Um, Even the booster bundle displays for Black Bull and White Flare are getting a little expensive. Prefer a 151 pack above ends plan. That's what I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Do I have a vintage collection? I do not. I do not. As much as I want to go back and buy things that are vintage, they're just too expensive, Unless I can find a way, or not find a way, because that's what I'm in the process of doing. Unless when I do get to a point where like those graded slabs that I want to get into can start funding more of my hobby, then I can use some of that profit, or at least I feel more comfortable using some of that profit to buy some vintage cards like the Dark Blastoise, which I really, really like. Dark Charizard, really, really like as well. Maybe get them graded. Um, there are a lot of cards out there that I like the Dark Dragonite. I love um, Dragonite in general. Just a few, rather few Dragonites that I really, really want. But I don't feel like putting money into those singles right now because they're going to do nothing for me at the moment. And they're not going to go away. I'll be able to buy it in the future. Waltiera, love this Misty. Yeah, 350 plus. Yeah, exactly. $400. That if that Misty really came out, I think it'd be like 350, $400. Really think so. Uh, buy some Misties, Magikarp, bulk 10 cents card. Market is 30 to 35. Not bad. I mean, if you're buying them in that much, uh, taking the dogs and wife on a walk, I'll be back. It's all good, bro. It's all good, man. Thanks for stopping by, even if you don't make it back. Phantasmal is the set. I just don't know what to do with. Like, do I rip, buy more, hold, hold what I have and wait? The Zard being an easy pull and high value makes it so weird. I don't. Is the Zard an easy pull? I don't remember. Once again, I did the pull rate for Phantasmal, and I cannot remember what the pull rates were. Let's see. Let's see what TCG player has again. Um, where are they? What's going on here? All right, so they have here. I'm just gonna spit them out. They have special illustration wear at 1 in 80 packs. That's not that easy. So that means that Charizard is really not that easy to pull. I'm just saying. I always go with the information. I remember the SARs. They're not being that easy to pull. Um, illustration rares 1 in 9. Of course, the EX is 1 in 5, and the ultra rares, which are the full arts, 1 in 12. So that's what they have here on TCG Player. I believe I have something pretty similar to that. Um, so I remember them the Charizard not being that easy to pull. There are still a lot of people out there that continue to chase that Zard and can't get it, and it's just that good. People still want it, but I mean, it's up to you, man. What do you want from it? You know, are is it going to be the end of the world if you do decide to rip something? You know, let me see. I want to rip this bundle, but there's someone here who wants to rip prismatic more than I do, which is my fiance. So I kind of wanted to let her rip it, but if she doesn't really care for ripping it at this moment, because she goes through her phases, like I want to rip right now, I don't want to rip right now, and if it's a case that she doesn't, I'll rip it right now, and I'll show you that I'm going to rip some prismatic. Maybe you could rip a little phantasmal, not a boost. I'm not telling you to rip a booster box. I'm not ripping anything crazy. Let me see. Let's see what she says, guys. Let's see what she says. I don't know how she's feeling. She wants to sometimes she wants to rip and sometimes she doesn't. But I enjoy watching her rip as well. Like we both rip. So Team Rocket is your favorite set from the Watsy era. I mean, it's not that it is my favorite, but there are certain cards that I remember as a kid. Like, when I was a kid, I could not afford buying so many Pokemon cards. Like I really didn't. Like I did have the Game Boy, I did have some of the games. My fiance says I could do it. I guess she doesn't mind. She doesn't maybe she doesn't feel like ripping right now. Or maybe I think she can hear me. Maybe she wants me to do it for the stream. But which she always supports me anyways. So yeah, when I was a kid, I couldn't afford Pokemon cards, if I'm being honest. Like I could barely afford any Pokemon cards. So I always saw kids in school that had these cards, and the things that were going around like crazy were those dark Charizard, Blastoise, and Dragonite, and I could never have them. So now it's, I guess, pieces of my childhood that I could never get that I could get now, and I will get. So I just have that attachment. That nostalgia is there for me. Like my childhood is still there. Like I can grab it, So it's still at arm's reach, and for that reason, I'll get those. But there are so many cards out there that are like so good. There's like this Team Rocket Houndoom that's sick that I really want. There's some Tyranitar's out there that I want. Like there's just so much out there. There's so much in Pokemon that I like. And there's some cards out there that I wish they made. Like why do we not have a Zangoose? I hope you guys know who Zangoose is because he has no popularity whatsoever. But he could be in such a cool card. Like this Pokemon could have one of the coolest cards out there. He looks so cool, man. Like, look at this Pokemon. Like, you guys have to know who Zangoose is. He's so cool, man. Like, he's like up there with Absol and coolness. I don't understand why he doesn't get a cooler card or a card at all. I don't get it. But like things like that, like that. I remember. So I don't know. I mean, I think for the most part, you guys can understand. It is nostalgia. It is what you saw as a kid, and for those of us that couldn't obtain it as a child, now we have the opportunity to do that. Picked up 3 prismatic ETBs, 1 celebration ETB this week. Nice. Prismatic, like I said, this is the time. Listen, even if we do get what was rumored to be coming from Target, um, it'll drop a little further, but it's still not at the all-time high. It's still not at $200. You still have that room to grow up to that recent all-time high and further. This market is not done, guys. I'm Prismatic is just it's primed right now. It's gonna take off if more doesn't come. Like let's just state the obvious. Let's just state the obvious, right? I'm gonna go over to Prismatic, right? And now we can discuss just because we didn't even exactly look at this earlier. Now we can discuss what the volume looks like in the past what now week after prices dipped after those reprints came out at Walmart. 43. Look, so before that, look at how many sales we had per day. 12, 11, 8. We had one day here at 25, but then it was again 15, 12, 7, 19. Look, it just dipped. Like sales were diminishing right now. The moment this thing took a dip, 43, 90, 137, 99, 58, 52, 64, 51, 107. Like, look at the multiple on that. Look at the volume here after prices had dropped. So if we do not get another wave come from Walmart, Target, or any other big box store, you're gonna start seeing this thing jump up in value again. Like it's gonna happen. Like there's no denying that that's gonna happen. All right, so let me grab this as we go through the comments. Let me grab this prismatic bundle, and I'll tell you guys right now, me and my fiance have come close to ripping like 200 prismatic packs, and we haven't pulled a single SIR. The only thing I pulled in rarity, not in value, because I did pull a Sylveon Master Ball, which is more valuable. In rarity, that's a difficult pull was a gold card, and it was that damn gold Ogerpon, which I hate. I was not happy at all when I pulled it. I'll tell you that right now. But let me get this bundle. All right, guys. So, all right. So I have two. Let me know, guys. What are we doing here? Left. Left. I will not skip comments because I still have to go past some comments. I will scroll down real quick to see what you guys say, and then I will choose depending on what you guys choose. Left or right. And whichever one you guys choose, I'm gonna rip. I'm gonna keep them separated. I'm gonna keep one on my lap, one to my left, and you guys can let me know. I'm gonna go to the comments right now in the next minute, whatever side you guys pick, I will rip. Save her a pack. That's love. I could rip the bundle and give her the surprise box. Clayton picks right. One for right. Another one on right. Dios, what's up, brother? Welcome to the stream. I didn't see you hopped in here. What's up, man? Left. Left side is the best side. We have two right, one left. Another like 30 to 45 seconds, and we'll have to go. Right now, it's 2-1 right versus left. You guys let me know what's up. I'll read through the comments as you guys continue to say. I love all the Neo sets in the Watsy art. Yeah, bro, there's so many good cards there, man. There's what are the legendary dogs? Like there's an Entei that I like in the Neo sets. All of them, Raikou, Suicune, and they look amazing. There's so many good cards, man. I'm someone that has a really, really hard time picking one thing that they like. In Pokemon, I just like it all. I'm not like every Pokemon isn't my favorite. Of course, there aren't. Like, I'm not gonna tell you that I like a Blissey. It's not gonna happen because I don't like it. Or a Solosis or whatever. But overall, there's so many good Pokemon out there that I like. The normal Zard, not the special Zard. What do you mean by that? The normal Zard, not the special Zard. In Neo, you mean? Is that what you're saying? I don't know which Charizard you're talking about exactly. Aren't there several Charizard in Neo? Just searching it up right now. I'm pretty sure, aren't there several between all the sets, or is it just one? Oops. Let me know. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and look at the comments, see if there's anything else that has popped up when it comes to the prismatic box right here. You know what I can actually do? Um, yeah, there's the shiny Charizard was from Neo as well. I assume you're talking about this one then, which also looks really good. I assume you're talking about this one. I'm just gonna assume that. There's also the Entei promo, the movie promo that has a hollow like this, like a hollow pattern, like a reverse hollow that looks amazing, which is actually kind of cheap. It's gotten a little expensive as of late, but it's still a really, really nice card that I want for myself. Let me go to the bottom now. Let's see what else anybody said. So pull us a God pack. We split it fair. I would love a God pack, bro. I'm telling you, I haven't pulled one SIR. Ace says right, right. Kevin says right, right side, the strong side, left, um, left. So it's right. So the right side is the side that votes, that has won the vote. So let's see what happens. I'm gonna keep going through these comments as I was saying before. Um, it's the same as the Bubble Mew. What is the same as the Bubble Mew? I don't know. You let me know. 1 in 80 versus 1 in 2000 is, well, yeah, for sure. I'm just saying for what we're seeing right now, that's kind of the typical thing. 1 in 80. Destin was like 1 in 90. The special illustration Charizard is the same as the Boa Mew. Pretty much, it's all about demand. Yeah, for sure. All right, guys. So I'm ripping this. I was, like I said, gonna flip this thing. I was, but you know what? For the love of the sport, all the blood, sweat, and tears we've let out in Pokemon, we are ripping. I might, I might just rip one entire one, because Kev did say something about um, leaving her a pack. But I think what I could do is just give her the holder bundle. I think what I'm gonna do is just give her the holder bundle, not flip it. Screw that. Like, whatever. Opportunities are gonna come. I'm not that person that's like, I don't know. I'm not explaining it. I'm just not a greedy person. I don't need to worry about every single dollar out there. They're gonna come and go. It just is what it is. I just as much as I would love to make money from Pokemon, because I love Pokemon, and making money off of something that I love is like amazing to me. Um, at the same time, I'm gonna enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? Like I really am gonna enjoy it. Um, Opportunities, like I said before, will come. It is what it is. And so I'm gonna rip this bundle, and I mean, you hear it. You can hear. I think you can hear the plastic. I think you can. Everything's opened. Everything's unwrapped. There is no reselling any of this right here. So we're gonna start off with the surprise box, so we can see the promo inside. I've gotten, I think almost every time I've opened a surprise box, I've gotten Sylveon and Glaceon for the most part. Not the Umbreon, Flareon. Flareon. So let's see. Let's see what we get. I am not good at doing this on the camera. I'm gonna go down a few comments as we go. 1 in 2,000. Sheesh. Moonbreon VMAX is around 1,200. Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. Moonbreon it's a cool card. Once you pull it after trying so hard, like it is, that feeling is undescribable. Yeah, until you're at 3K packs to find one. Yeah, exactly. Should I try it like this? I'm not good at this, and my mic is in the way. Should I try it like this? Even the light is like too close. Right? Let me just turn this light away a little bit. Clearly, we can already see it's not a God pack. What did I just drop? Okay. All right. All right. Here we go. I'm not good at this, but we're gonna try. And I wanted to focus. Let's see, guys. The investor ripping? No, he can't be doing that. He can't be an investor and rip. That's not real. That's AI. It's fake news. It's fake news and AI. He is not ripping. He's prismatic? Nah, no way, no way, right, guys? AI. I figured it out. I figured out how to make AI rip a prismatic pack and have my face on there and all that. AI is having this conversation with you right now. By the way, it's AI. Fake news. And the luck is not with us in pack number 2. Zangoose is amazing in Pokemon Go. Player versus player, 1500. You know, there are some Pokemon that aren't like popular that they made good in Pokemon Go, which is cool. I think if I remember correctly, who was it? One of these Pokemon that people don't really like that are like pretty good in there. Um, can't remember, but I have played Pokemon Go a decent amount, and there's for sure um Pokemon that I was using in the player versus player thing where they weren't. Oh, Pokeball, first Pokeball out of 3 packs, Master Ball, and just a regular Umbreon rare. Put this to the side. Let's see. Man, you said he's a fast attacker. Yeah, that's valuable. 1500 to 1600, 2K. You get my point. Yeah, still a lot. It's still a lot. What is the most underrated Pokemon for most people you like? For me, it's a Smeargle and Electabuzz. I like Electabuzz, especially Electakid. Electakid is fire. I love Electakid. I don't know why we don't have more cards. I did recently buy a card off of Whatnot that was an Elekid, sorry, which looks really nice. But there aren't many. I think it was was it an e-reader or a Delta species? I can't remember. Let's see, guys. Come on, baby. Oh man, AI does not have hot hands, bro. AI does not have hot hands. It's crazy. Paldean Fate's ETB is worth more than Prismatic is crazy. I mean, but they're older. They are older. It seems like there are a lot less Paldean Fate's ETBs out there that they are clearly Prismatic. So that's another thing too. Paldean Fates is loved with the shinies. They are loved, but not as much because they're half arts. If they were full arts, like even illustration rares of some kind, they would receive a lot more love. They would, I promise. But they didn't do it. Don't know why, but they didn't. Come on, baby. Yeah. AI is blowing it. AI is blowing it. An EX, Ogrepon EX, and Ogrepon EX so far, guys. Nothing insane. Oh, sheesh, almost 5 a.m. here. Luckily, it's Saturday night or Sunday morning for you. 200, no sir. Damn, bro. Save her a pack. That's love. That's what you were. That's what you were talking about. And here are all the votes. Holiday boxes 22, 23. Also going crazy. Yeah, chilling, bro. How you doing? I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. You know, I could say in all real life stuff, like I could say things could be better, but at the same time, things could be worse. Like, but aside from that, I'm honestly I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I feel like I feel a little politic political back. Um, Battle styles, Paladin Fates, Prismatic Blisters, Afterworld. Could be. Uh, you know, I like the Tyranitar in Battle Styles, I'll tell you that, and I really do like the Empoleon as well. But we are, like, I don't know how many packs in. How many do I have here? 4? We are 5 packs in, guys, and so far, no luck. Uh, no luck so far. Nothing crazy happening so far. Come on. You guys can tell the story that was never heard before. The investor ripped some prismatic and he lost it. The investor crashed out. Would that be viable? The investor crashed out. He ripped prismatic. They're gonna say you're lying. I'm just gonna let you know right now. They're gonna say you're lying. Good luck, my brother. Fino's still here. What's up, man? Uh Going to sleep 5 a.m. now. Have a great stream, Jay. Don't forget to check the Discord tag after the stream when you have time. It's worth it. Thank you, brother. Thanks, man. Thanks for being here. You gotta rip it. Sealed is cool, but the game is about pure luck. Yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see, man. We've ripped like I said, like 200 packs, no SIRs whatsoever. I do have 2 of the SIRs from a rip and ship stream where I bought 30 packs and I got the another Pokeball. I got the Jolteon and the Sylveon. So nothing there again, just another Umbreon Hollow. How long would it take for that Umbreon to be valuable in any sort of way? Which I don't think it will be, but Graham, what's going on, bro? Welcome. Rip it. Good luck with the polls. Yeah, I hope. Elekid the plug. Yeah, he's fire. He's fire. Should have made up some Pokemon Easter baskets for Marketplace, but didn't. I had the idea like a week ago. That, bro, that like for a kid, yeah. If somebody saw that, they would probably buy that. Like I think that they would buy, like for sure. I actually have like a ton of loose packs. I'm thinking to myself now. Now I'm thinking to myself that I should have kept the surprise box sealed, and I should have ripped some other packs that I have here. Like I have a whole bunch of Silver Tempest. I have some Brilliant Stars. I have some Scarlet Violet Base, probably Evolve, but they're all like loose packs. Okay, where are we? Okay, here we go. Let's see. Come on, baby. Okay. Nothing again. The Dusk Nor to end that one off. 2 packs left, guys. 2 packs left. Should I have kept it sealed? We're about to find out. We're about to find out. Prismatic is not very forgiving. You can see here. But this is what I'm saying, man. I've opened so much prismatic, and man, it's not. It doesn't like me. It doesn't like me, man. I got a little worried right there, man. Not worried. I didn't even know how I was gonna react. I thought that was a God pack for a second. I saw the Eevee there in the first slot. I thought that was like the Pokeball Eevee from the God pack. That would have been insane. Man, we're not even getting like Pokeballs anymore. We got the full art Atticus, which everybody seems to pull all the time. That's how I know the name so well. All right, guys. Last pack magic. No one can say that I didn't try. All right. No one can say I didn't try. So far, the best thing we have is a full art Atticus. And second to that, probably add the Ruludon Master Ball. Come on. Let's see. Yeah, I got pretty good at this, man. Holding this thing right here like this. Like all the other TikTokers and people on Instagram. So we have a Sylveon Pokeball to go with my already existing Sylveon Master Ball that I have put away. Trainer and nothing. There you go, guys. Another way to get smoked on prismatic. I tried, guys. I tried. I think I'm just gonna give the whole other bundle to my fiance and forget about flipping it and just having her open it and letting her just have some good fun. I got cooked on prismatic today too. I did pull a Pikachu at least. What Pikachu? Like the gold? I want to know what Pikachu you're talking about. I think you're talking about just the gold, right? Man, that was brutal. Guys, keep your prismatic sealed because the EX. Keep your prismatic sealed because it's not really kind to you. It's not kind at all. This is like these are like even Pokeball wise, this is the least I've ever gotten because the Pokeballs usually pop up left and right. Even that was like light on here. Now, now I want to see what my fiance ends up pulling. So yeah, I mean, I guess it wasn't horrible, but I dropped the card, but card doesn't really have value. So maybe the dent increased the value. Yeah, guys, this is all we got off of Prismatic. Nothing crazy. Master Balls, Pokeball, well, a Master Ball, Pokeballs, and a full art. Well, there you go. No EX. Yeah, that was brutal. I thought that the live stream was gonna bring me some like, but it didn't. I really thought it would, man. Really thought it would. I might as well keep the surprise box for bulk, which I like to do because they fit a decent amount of cards in here. Keep this. This got to get tossed. Sorry about that. Man, yeah. Looks about right. It's 100% right. I just said I've really I have really between me and my fiance, we have really opened about 200 packs, guys, and it's not looking great. Not gonna lie. Such a tough set. Yeah, it is. Now's the time to rip, though. Yeah, it really is. I mean, before it gets like, because it will go crazy. Like we know already, like all these things, all these sets, like 151, as much as a lot of people really wanted to rip, um, it gets out of hand at some point where you find yourself in a position like where you realize, like, yeah, it's not worth it anymore. Prismatic is still within reach, like you could still buy even if you did buy on TCG Player and you didn't want to buy for those inflated prices for the single packs, you could still buy them for like about $10 a pack, I think. Where are we? Where are the packs here? Single packs. Second page. Just want to see the price of the single pack. 12.44. So it went up. Why? Why did it go up? That's because somebody bought 478 of them. That's why. But even so, like it shouldn't have bounced back in a day. Whatever. It shouldn't have bounced back in a day. But still, yeah, even that is still much more reasonable than buying all these other packs that are much more expensive that we can't afford. Like buying like Evolving Skies to try to pull something or anything any older than that. It's just out of this world. But like other sets that people aren't trying to rip, really like Silver Tempest. What is Silver Tempest right now? I'm pretty sure Silver Tempest is like $8 a pack. And of course, it's way older than anything that we're discussing right now. And I'm pretty sure they're like $8 a pack. And I'm going to look them up right now just to make sure. They went up. They're $11 a pack. They were. Yeah, I was right. They were. And so in January, they were $9.50. And I guess I ignored them ever since then. And now they're at $11. All right. I'll take that. I got some loose Silver Tempest packs, not bad, and I bought them each for like $4.50. So last year, I went crazy on single packs. So last year, early last year, before all this crazy stuff really took off, I decided to buy a whole bunch of single packs. Well, I was also going to do a rip and ship. I have been very transparent about that. I was going to start a rip and ship, and so I started buying single packs at 450 a pack from Whatnot, from a local store by me that has a Whatnot channel. So I knew that I could trust their single packs, and I've opened them myself, and that's where I pulled the Sylveon. Um, and so I bought Brilliant Stars for 450. I bought Silver Tempest for 450. I bought Crown Zenith for 450 or like $5 because they were all on bids. Scarlet and Violet for like 450, Stellar Crown, just a little bit of everything. I wanted to have a little bit of everything available. Um, so I have a decent amount. I can't even remember everything that's there. Uh, but so crazy that everything is just like increasing in value like that. Late October, I started buying heavy. Late of last year, you mean? I was buying these packs. It was when I was out of work early last year in like February 2025, February 2025, little over a year ago. I was buying these packs for $4.50. But you know what? In the long run, if I really do the things that I want to do, right? Like if I vend, um and I really like plan on vending, yeah, I'm gonna go there to make money, but I really want to enjoy my time there. If I vend this year, this summer, or even if I just stick around and I do it next year, I think it'll be nice to have some of those packs that aren't really like being bought like that anymore, right? Like how much Scarlet and Violet base do you see out in collection boxes or anything like that anymore? Like you don't. Are they available? For sure. But it would still be nice to have them, because they aren't readily available. And I think I would even be willing to do something at my booth. For example, like if you rip it here, I sell it to you for a much cheaper price. Like that would be cool. So I would, even if I don't know what Silver Tempest is going to be. Just an example. Um, Maybe I'll sell them for $7 a pack instead of 11. If you rip right here, for the experience, whatever. Maybe I'll make content out of it. Who knows? But I think it would be cool just to be able to do those things. I had a chance to buy the Bubble Mew in a 10 for $1,600 in January. You know, the fact that you're telling me that you didn't buy it, um, just it kind of I very much understand it because just spending that much money on a single card, that's not easy to do, man. To pull the trigger on something like that is not easy to do. And even though it's a great card, we run these thoughts through our mind all the time, right? Like it's so hard to just holy crap. It's so hard to justify. I'm looking at the Bubble Mew prices, but that's not even what surprised me. What surprised me was the promo from the 151 UPC. Of course, beautiful card. Love this thing, man. I love it. It's up to $2,163. Wow. All-time high. All-time high. So in January, somewhere in between there, right? You had that price point of 1,600. Wow. Of course, you would be happy now, but you don't know that that's going to happen. Like you genuinely don't know. And it's a lot of money to spend in one shot. It's a lot of money for anyone to spend in one shot. This right here is what like surprised me. Look at the graph. I think it was like, yeah, like just normal, and then boom. That's so crazy. I have like 3 or 4 copies of this thing. I have like 2 that I think could get a 10. But the 10 did the same thing. Look at the PSA 10 value. This is what I was surprised at. $784? Damn, that's pretty crazy. Why did I write in Mu EX and all this stuff came up? Why? Japanese shiny treasure? Japanese shiny treasure. Is this also doing well? What is happening? Where's the chart for this? Oh, whoa. Oh, here. Okay, okay. I don't know what it did. It did. Ignore me. I'm getting tired. I clicked on shiny treasure instead of the Mew itself. Look at this. You know what's funny? I made a video sometime last year about a Japanese booster box that I thought would perform well long term. Because people think that Japanese is you can't invest into Japanese, but you truly can. We've seen there's so much Japanese product out there that's incredibly expensive, and at the time, the Mew and the Charizard were really close in value to the English Bubble Mew and Charizard. Um, and it was just like a clear buy. I think the Shiny Treasure EX booster box was at $75. And I think that was just something that people missed out on. If you look at the sorry, let me where is this thing? If I click on Shiny Treasure, the booster box should be here somewhere. It's because I pressed exclude seal. Let's put include. Um, and the box is now at 99. So you would have gone from 75 to 99. You would have it would appreciate it 33%. But the fact that you can buy these at $75 at the time, I think it'll age well. I really do. If you like buying a booster box for $75, that's cheap. That's not even an ETB for most of the sets that are out right now. So you could have accumulated a bunch of these, and even though it had already risen 33% by now, like if you really hold it long term, like if you think about your investment of $75 per for what it's going to be years down the line for people to try to chase the Japanese bubble Mew, and people do collectors do like these, man. The texture on here, they do like it. So underrated in my opinion. But yeah, but the bubble Mew is insane. Insane. Did not expect the other Mew as well, this Mew, the promo, to have done so well. The other Mew that I thought would do well was this one. I wanted to like buy it up and just save a whole bunch. But at some point, someone else already did it. These were really cheap when I was thinking about it, like around this time right here. And now they're almost $30. It's a bubble Mew, a shiny Mew. Shiny versions of popular Pokemon do really well. So I think that full art could do really well long term. It's already at $200, 210 at a PSA 10. Not bad at all. Um, not bad. Where are we? I sold so much of my SB collection end of last year. I should have just kept it. I saw that in your video. I saw you talking about that in your video, where you sold all that stuff. I mean, listen, you took profits, bro. Like, there's nothing wrong with taking profits. Like, you could think like that if you want, or you could just be happy that you took profit because most people don't take profit. Um, I mean, I am personally holding stuff for the long term, but at some point I'm gonna have to take profit. And I think that there are a lot of people out there that don't, I don't know, like they're afraid to take a profit. They're afraid to lose out on future profits. Bro, you could never lose taking profit. You can never lose, bro. Ended up selling local though. This guy really likes Pokemon here in town. Nice. Is that hat an official Pokemon hat? No, this hat is from an Amazon seller that has like a variety. I think they have like 10 different kinds. So they have that one. They have this one, which I absolutely love. They have this one right here, which was the first one I ever got. Really nice hats. I like them a lot. They have these hats. They have a Squirtle. They have Charmander, right? Let me see. Let's look it up. th- I forgot if I looked it up as a Gengar hat or Pokemon, but I'm gonna look up as a Gengar. Here it is. Here's a Gengar one. Oh, here we go. I'll show you guys this real quick. So this is the Gengar hat that I got. It's $30. This is the Pikachu one at 25. The Squirtle one I actually like as well. I think this is gonna be my next one. I think they have a girl showing it and a guy as well. I like it. It might be my next one actually. I don't know. It might even be this one. This one's also really nice. I think I like these hats a lot. The Charmander one is also nice. The Charmander name is kind of long, but so is Bulbasaur. But I do like them. I think they're cool. I do like them. I didn't see this one. I think this one's new. This has to be a new one. I had not seen this one before. Jigglypuff. I will not be buying the Jigglypuff hat. Don't even ask me. Lucario. I don't like this one either. I just don't like the colors that they put on here. I don't like how they have it. But either way, these are them. Just $30 each. Not bad. I don't think. I like them. Um, Japanese is going crazy too. Yeah, Japan. Everything Pokemon right now is going insane. Once the English market goes crazy, so does the Japanese. They always follow right behind. But I was just trying to point out that long term, a lot of these boxes are going to do well. You could buy the Destined Rivals, the Japanese. What do you call it again? Gloria Team Rocket. That's going to do well. You think that's not going to do well? You think people are not going to want to display that thing? It's going to be displayable. It's going to be rippable. No doubt in my mind. I need some Inferno X boxes. I don't know why I'm sleeping. Yeah, those as well. Inferno X and Glory Team Rocket, like clear winners. That like the other sets that are the hot sets that are English, like the top tier ones, like the same as the specialty sets. Ascended, Prismatic. You can get yourself Mega Dream, Terrestrial Festival. Insane. They're gonna do well. Like, but you might have to put them away for a little longer. But they're also that much cheaper. A Destin Rivals booster box is 600. Glory Team Rocket is 125, I think, right now. I think it's a clear win if you're really willing to hold it long term. That's the biggest question you could only ask yourself in this hobby, in this market, is are you going to be here long term? And if you are going to be here, if you really know that you're going to be here long term, then I think all of these plays are great. It's just the time, bro. It's just the time. You just got to sit back and wait. Just throw it away somewhere and wait. That's really the biggest deal. Do you think do you think the Japanese mega attack rares will be popular because the attack is written in English? So, for example, see, I don't know. I think my fiance might have put some things away. I don't know where they are. So I started buying some uh Japanese Gengar mega attack rares. I don't think you can go wrong with that. My opinion, it's why I'm doing it. I did stop because of course, my brother passed away, and I was out of the hobby for like a month, and so it really delayed a lot of my buying. It stopped a lot of my buying in general overall. I was focused on other things clearly, but prior to that happening, I was buying a few of those Japanese. I think I bought like three of them. I was starting to buy more. Like I was just starting to find more listings on eBay of pictures of cards that look like PSA 10s and all that good stuff. And I don't think that would be a bad idea. I think that if you stick to buying the Gengar Mega Attack Rare, the Japanese, or the Dragonite, I think they'll do well. Both very, very popular Pokemon. I think they would do really, really well long term, especially. Gengar is a clear winner. I mean, even over Dragonite, if you don't want to, you just focus on one card. That one. Keep them in near mint condition. Put them away. Sleeve them up. Top loader. Everything, and just put them away. I think they'll do really well. I bought a Miracle Twins box 2 weeks ago, pricey at 700, but I'll just hold it and definitely going up. What is that? Miracle Twins? What am I not? Why is that not clicking? Oh, okay, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, that's another amazing box. Oh my god. I could not imagine myself buying one though. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. My birthday's coming up. I don't know, man. Kev, you're a bad influence, man. My coworker the other day, right? It was you just reminded me of this. So he got me back into going to the gym to work out. So I started working out this week. And even though he was a good influence, then he tempts me with eating some unhealthy food. I was like, bro, how are you both a good influence and a bad influence at the same exact time? What kind of backward crap is that? Oh my god, he was killing me. But yeah, man, that box, you know, I would love to buy that box not only for myself, but probably one for my brother as well, so he can just keep it. I sold him the PC Fusion Strike ETB for 385. That's a beautiful ETB. And I got it for 365. Told them it would just with a year, I think it's gonna be five. I think it's in the 500s already. That's crazy. Yeah, it's a beautiful ETB. One probably the most displayable one in all of Sword and Shield. I don't care that Evo Skies is a better set. Truth, displayability though is a whole different thing. Such a nice one. I like those hats, but it's a replica chew hat. I don't know. But I do really like the hats. It's so hard to find like actually like appealing to the eye hats that look good that are Pokemon related. Like there's so many like Pokemon brand hats that look horrible. Like they just look bad. I remember when those Future Strike PCTVs sat for months on the Pokemon Center. Well, everything at that time sat on Pokemon Center. Sat like some ducks, quack quack quack. Nobody wanted that. I got a crap load of Mega Dream. Yeah, Mega Dream is also really nice. It's also fun to rip. I think you're guaranteed a Mega Attack rare, which is really nice. So you at least have a chance at that. It sucks that it's not a guaranteed SIR, like Terrestrial Festival, for example. But yeah, a lot of these sets are like just really good. Like the clear winners in English, you can buy them up in Japanese for a much cheaper price and sit on them. Yeah, will they take a little longer to appreciate? Yes, but they will appreciate. Just like the English will, so will those. People like Japanese, they really do. I mean, the investors tend to not like it. Maybe they're not being valued as much because they're not English, but people like them. Like I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I don't. I like the Japanese cars. They look good. I like them all. Like I said before, I have such a hard time picking and choosing between things in Pokemon that I like or don't like. And if I'm being honest, I do like the Japanese cards, and I like them both, English and Japanese. I like them both. But yeah, um, Japanese boxes I think are really really underrated. What like even if I go look up what Terrestrial Festival is doing right now, what is Terrestrial doing? Let's see. Terrestrial Festival, your Japanese prismatic, Japanese prismatic, sitting at $100 a box. Not bad. Of course, they were available for like 60 bucks, 50 bucks. They're 100 now. I think these are also a clear winner. People are going to have a really, really hard time pulling SIRs from Prismatic. This will be an easy way for them to pull something that they possibly didn't get before. And the cards look insane in hand. Like I opened a few, I pulled the Leafeon and the Espeon. They look amazing in hand, like amazing. Um, just really amazing like art pieces. And I think that this is going to be another, just like you had Evolving Skies and you have all the other sets. They're Japanese counterparts. They do well. They do well. Really underrated in my opinion. I don't think you can go wrong. I know that people like to like talk them down, but I don't think that that's something that you should always. It's not like a thing where it's like legit. It's not investable. Even if some people do want to stay away from certain things, there are so many things that are Japanese that are incredibly valuable. There are Japanese items that are more valuable than whatever we have in English. So The ETB collection reminds me of like a patch quilt where all the women in my family passed it down for generations. Oh my goodness. What ETB collection is that? Or your own ETB collection? Which one are you talking about? Because I don't even have the biggest ETB collection. Do I actually? I mean, there are 14 ETBs up there. I don't know if you're talking about mine. I have other ETBs that just don't fit up there to display. Um, Especially with the bubble Mew, you can see the rings around the bubble in the Japanese. It's just it looks different, but it's still appealing to the eye. It's not like I get that you can't read the name of the card, but when you look at the card, it looks really good. Oh, just like how ECB's looking in the collection. Yeah, I got you. Madison, what's going on? Phantasmal Flames booster box are like 410. What are your thoughts on that? What? They keep rising in value, like, and they're not stopping. I don't know why, honestly. Listen, if you look at one of my videos, when I first when the set first revealed, like it was like 11:30 at night, and I had to work the next day, and they started like popping out with all of the when they started popping out with all of the cards that were getting leaked, like not leaked, they were just getting revealed as people were ripping them early. Um, I made a video where I was talking about the set and what I thought about the set, and I thought the set was great. And I think I wrote in my thumbnail pre-release at 350 question mark. So even though the box itself didn't hit that price point because we ran into that correction at the moment, I still did believe in the box. In the set itself, I really did. I thought the set was great. Um, and just when you have a conversation and when it comes to Pokemon, of course, when you talk about a card that's like a generational card, a card that could possibly be like arguably um be one of the best, if not the best card of its kind. I mean, I think that that speaks for itself, and I think that's something you can't look past. Now, I also didn't have the and this is another thing. Like, I don't try to shill stuff. I don't have a single Phantasmal Flames booster box on Pokemon Center. They got sold out before I got that, even though I got the PCTBs. At the time, I didn't have the capital to buy, so I just let it go. I'm not a person that forces things. I accept things for what they are, and that's fine. If another opportunity comes and I want to buy Phantasmal Flames and I can get a good deal, I'll get it then. But I don't force things. I just don't. I don't stress over things like that. Not these little things. It's a hobby to me. I actually treat it like a hobby. Um, but yeah, we're seeing here, we're seeing one listed at 417, 405, and there's a recent sale of 57 that might have pulled it back a little bit, but isn't legit. Probably is not a legit sale. I don't know why that's there. Uh, but look, recently one sold at 440, 415 before that, 418, 417. Yeah, we're seeing other listings at 412. Yeah, this thing's above 410, bro. And there's a big jump from this listing to this one at 432, which is crazy. But they keep selling. They keep selling. Got 558 boxes. We have less boxes of Phantasmal Flames right now than we have of Surging Sparks. But we should still be at some point receiving waves of reprints for this box, just like Surging Sparks. But to see it going this high this quickly is surprising. Um, Charizard, I guess the Charizard is that great. You don't know how many people I saw hate on this Charizard, like YouTubers, like just crapping on the set over and like I said, I don't like to name YouTubers and say something negative. It's not meant to be negative about them, but it was done. And I'm not going to name anyone, but there's a specific YouTuber that every time he made a video, he would say, "Well, because this is the new set, I have to talk about it even though it sucks. It hurts to talk about, but I have to because it's the newest one. And look at where we're at. That's how much the opinion of a single person really matters in this market. Just think about that. And then you look at the PSA 10 value of the card, which is a big reason as to why this card is getting that expensive. Look at how valuable the BGS Black Label was. It just sold for $54,000 for a card that came out 6 months ago. The opinion of a single person means nothing in this hobby. But there are things to keep in mind. I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm some kind of guru. We all make mistakes. But one thing that I did talk about a lot was how good that Charizard was and how we cannot disregard the fact that this Charizard, even if it isn't the number one best Charizard, it is still one of the best Charizards ever created. And a lot of people wanted to look past that and assume that the set was going to be trash and it wasn't going to be investable. Everything, man. It's just so crazy the way that people saw this. I think I might try and start adding 2 to 3 pack blisters of sets I like of the price point is solid. Yeah, it all depends on the set. If you're gonna buy 3 pack blisters, I specifically would stick to the specialty sets. I think that those are gonna get ripped like crazy in the future. I think long term, that's gonna be the most ripped thing. Specialty sets, like there aren't that many people trying to even now, there aren't that many people trying to rip Twilight Masquerade, for example. Not that I don't like the Greninja. I love the Greninja. But there just aren't that many people trying to rip that. I was talking about this earlier. I've been streaming for over 3 hours now, which I am gonna soon end the stream because I'm getting tired. Um, if you look at rip and ship streams, just to look at the environment and what's happening, uh, the sets that are mostly being ripped are those sets, the specialty sets like Ascendant and Prismatic right now. Now, Paldea and Fates would be up there, and so would 151, but they're getting insanely expensive. But my point is that when you have those sets like that, I think those are the ones that you buy 3 pack blisters for because they're gonna move. People are gonna want to rip them. And then the other one that I would stick to is the Destined Rivals. I think Destined Rivals is gonna continue to get ripped as well. It's just gonna be something similar to Evolving Skies. I don't know if it's gonna reach that price point, but I think that people are gonna want to rip it just like they ripped Evolving Skies at $25 a pack. You know, I can't wait for the bear market to get some 151. You know, how much cheaper do you think it's gonna get in a bear market? That's the real question. If a bear market does come around, how much cheaper do you really think it's gonna get? The people that are into these packs for over MSRP, do you think they're gonna list them that much cheaper? I don't know. It's possible though. I just don't know how much cheaper it's gonna get. Like once something has risen in value like that, like they're not gonna just come crash to zero. Like in Pokemon in particular, like that's very unlikely for it to just crash like down. It'll pull back and settle at a price. But I don't know how much cheaper it's gonna get. They seem like highly sought after products for good promos and pack. Yeah. If it's like I said, if you stick to specific sets or if you're getting collection boxes with these promos, like the Ascended Heroes ones, not unfortunately, but I'm saying this like this because you have to buy the big box to get this illustration. Like the illustration with the Mega Attack rare with Gardevoir and Lucario on it. I think that those are gonna do well. Really nice illustration rares, and I think those boxes are gonna do pretty well. I think those illustration rares at some point are gonna have a decent value to them. I think people underestimate how popular Gardevoir and Lucario are. I think they're gonna do well. So that like those boxes are really cool, but they're expensive. They're not cheap. Don't they have like 12 packs in them or something like that, or like 10 packs? I'm selling Phantasmal and profiting. No regrets, but I want to hold some too. Yeah. Like I said, Phantasmal, like I said, man, like this is why I also absorb content, right? Just like you guys watch content, I do too. Like I will take the advice of people and do with it, like use it like a tool almost. Take that advice. I'll listen to it. Yeah, great. Booster boxes are really good. Pokemon Center ETBs are really good. Um, And then they say don't invest into three pack blisters, don't invest into sleeve packs. But like we had like the discussion. Look at me. This is how tired I'm getting. Like the discussion we had earlier where I tell you about the scenario where people are ripping team up. Whoever bought sleeved team up packs are doing really well. And so why can't you do well with 151 3-pack blisters? The collection boxes that people were telling you. I don't know how many YouTubers I saw saying that the 151 collection boxes would not be investable. Can we just look at that real quick? It's like so wild. Like I'm telling you guys right now, not because it's happening right now, not because it's obvious that it already happened. I've said this so many times. For these specific sets that I'm talking about, these specialty sets like Prismatic and Ascended Heroes, in my opinion, I think that the ancillary products are still going to do well because people want to rip them. It's the reason why 151 is doing what it's doing. It's because people want to rip it, and they got ripped so much, and it brings back nostalgia. Paladin Fates, it got ripped as well. They're also getting really expensive. Crown Zenith specialty set, also really expensive. What are these? Where are these things, guys? Oh my gosh, come on, guys. If you guys really absorb content, you guys cannot tell me that there weren't people telling you not to buy these. No one can tell me that they weren't told not to buy these right here. They weren't investable. And these were at $15. $15 from Walmart. $15 from Dollar General. Look at this. Look at this thing. Just think about this. You think these are not going to be, you think vendors won't have these one day? Like maybe they're holding them now because I also think some vendors are incredibly greedy. Like they can't let go of a dollar, which is insane to me. It blows my mind. They're in there for the sake of making money, but then they will hold out on making money because they want to make that much more money. It's like the greed is insane. Whatever. But guys, 3 promos of Gen 1 starters with a poster behind, like guys, if you guys, like I said, if you guys really absorb that much content, you guys had numerous YouTubers saying not to buy that. Numerous. Bear market for 151, yeah. Blister, especially when the price of sets rise, it's only semi-affordable option to open this. Yeah, exactly. I said this earlier. You weren't here. Of course, I think you got here recently, but like Prismatic, right? If we think Prismatic is going to do the things that 151 is going to do, like this is a perfect example. This is what I was talking about earlier. This thing here, right? If somebody goes to a show and there's a child or someone that never ripped 151, do you think they're going to pay $80 for 3 of these collection boxes to acquire 9 packs? Oh, too far. Or are they going to pay $624 to get 9 packs out of here? I think they're going to go the $80 route. I think they're going to pay $240 for 9 packs as opposed to $650 for the ETB. Just what I think. It's just what I think. Just me. I mean, call me crazy, but it just makes sense if that's what you want. If you want to rip 151 posters, I stacked to the ceiling. Bought a bunch. Good for you, but bro, a ton of people. Look, yeah, a ton of people. 100% people sent out to buy those. I remember that. Got the point. If you saw it in the wild, you wouldn't. Yeah, bro. And I don't know why. There's certain sets that you see get ripped all the time, all the time. Nobody's selling those posters. No, the posters are not for resale. The intention of me bringing up the posters in there is for the collector who's going to buy this and rip it. He's not going to resell it. He's going to buy this collection box, this poster collection box, and he's going to enjoy the 3 promos, open up his 3 packs, and keep his 151 poster of the original Gen 1 Pokemon. You know? So, yep. unless they're buying the ETB to display on a shelf in their man cave. Yes, of course. But this is where we have to differentiate between items that are going to be specifically displayable and then the ones that are going to get ripped. And if you're going to buy products that are going to get ripped, it should be specific, in my opinion, to the pack that the sets that I was just talking about, which are the most rippable ones. You could just go to any rip and ship and see what's happening. You can see what people are really ripping. Yes, they're going to rip the newer sets, but the older ones that get ripped in the Scarlet and Violet era, for example, are usually the specialty sets. A lot of 151 got ripped, but now they're too expensive. A lot of Paldean Fates got ripped, but now they're too expensive. Now people are still ripping prismatic like crazy, and they're ripping Ascended Heroes now, like an insane amount. They did rip Crown Zenith to hell, um, but now they're all too expensive, right? And it's clear that if they're gonna rip, it's gonna have to be one of these 3-pack blisters or booster bundles, you know? So that's the way I think, at least. That this is me using my own head and not just taking everyone's word and just running with it. You know, I this should be the same thing that you guys do. Do your homework whenever you want to buy something, you know, as to why. Just don't just take anyone's word for it. Don't just take my word for it. You can ask me at any point, at any given time. You can say, "Hey, Jay, what do you think about this?" I'll give you my opinion. But at the same time, do your homework. You know, if there's any at any point you have a doubt in something, don't get it. Like, just because somebody said it, you know, then you're gonna regret if it does at some point go in a direction that you don't want it to go. You're gonna regret it instead of you having done your own homework. I try to be as honest as I can with what my thoughts really are. Do you agree or disagree? That's really entirely up to you. You can clearly we can agree to disagree. I'm always cool with that. It doesn't matter what we're talking about. I'm not the type of person that is gonna, you know, make fun of you because we don't agree on something. That, to me, I don't know. It just doesn't vibe with me in that way. We don't have to agree whatsoever. A lot of the time I have a difference in opinion with a lot of people, especially in the Pokemon hobby. Like I said before, people keep telling you not to buy ancillary products. That's a normal thing. That's like the typical thing you hear. Do not buy ancillary products. But here we are, me showing you examples of ancillary products doing well. So no, I'm saying nobody is selling those boxes at shows, just ETBs. Oh, no, no, no. I get it. I get that. I get that 100%. I'm just saying that at some point, I expect to see vendors with some of those things there. And I'll tell you what, if I get myself in a position where I do vent, and I don't have a lot of those poster collections, I wish I had more. But whatever I do have, I will sell them there. You know, whatever 3-pack blisters I have of prismatic, I will sell them there. You know, if maybe that's a missed opportunity by vendors if they're not doing that. Maybe there are some vendors there that are extremely greedy and only want to sell the ETBs that are 600 and something dollars. Listen, $100 bill is just as valuable as 100 singles. And it's very possible that you won't even sell that ETB because of the price point. Yeah, there are people with money out there that could just buy whatever. But it's more likely for you to sell 100 things that cost $1 than one thing that costs $100. So that's the way I see it. I know people want to rip. I know people that enjoy the hobby will want to rip. People that go to these shows are collectors, you know. So I haven't seen any, maybe an Alakazam box or two where they were over 100 they wanted. Yeah, of course, because like I said before, they're greedy. These are people are, bro. I don't know, man. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe this is their day job. Maybe they don't have any other way to make money. But I'm seeing here the Zapdos box at market is at 115, and the Alakazam box is now at $101. I don't know how long ago that show was, but right now it's at 101, which is wild. It had a huge spike at the start of March from $76. It climbed really quickly up to 106. So that's another thing to keep in mind. But I'm just saying, you know, um, it just makes sense to me for these to be the things that get sold there, you know? But also at the same time, it's very possible that those already got sold by the time you went there. Like, not that day, just whatever they had because vendors, for the most part, focus on singles. From what I'm hearing, they don't keep too much sealed, which I'm not surprised about. But I know that there are some that do have sealed. Just they're more focused on singles. A lot of these old sets sell for like 500 to 2.5K per pack, depending on the set. If they try and buy the whole box or a collection box, it's going to be way more. Not sure if single packs will ever get to. Yeah, the point, unless we wait 10 to 20. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's not about it getting to 500 to 2.5K per pack. That's not at least what I envision. I just know that there's going to be products like the ones that we're buying now that are going to be really expensive, and people are not going to want to buy them for whatever price they're at to rip. Like whatever I have sealed, I expect whoever, if anyone does, hopefully they do buy from me. Um, I expect them to be keeping those things sealed when it comes to the sealed items. But then again, I do have, like I said, I have 3-pack blisters for prismatic. I have some poster collections for 151, a Blooming Waters box or two, um, sea and sky boxes and things like that, that I expect to be the more rippable items as opposed to the sealed ETBs and booster boxes and things like that. Sealed got bought out except high dollar stuff. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. The really, really high dollar stuff they're always going to be harder to sell. And I make this point often in a lot of my videos. When you start looking at like when I do the market analysis on Sundays, every time we look at Evolving Skies, the sales seem to be diminishing, but at the same time, these things are selling for $2,600, and the pool of people becomes smaller and smaller the more expensive things get. So the pool of people that can afford becomes smaller and smaller. And that's how it is with every other item. It's just like, look at the cars down the road, right? You'll see a lot of Hondas, Toyotas, and things like that. But then you start looking at the more upscale things, a Audi, a BMW, and things like, they get less and less, more scarce out there. And then you start going into even more expensive things, right? How often do you see a Lamborghini or a Ferrari on the road? It's not often, because they're that much more expensive. People can't afford them, or they're, at least they're not willing to buy them, and they just can't justify it. It's the same thing with Pokemon. Some people are willing to buy a booster box for $250, but now you start going into this 500 range, 700, 900, 1,000. You start seeing people shy away from those expenses. Even people buying Destined Rivals PCTBs at 500, every single one in the room. That's sick. That's crazy. $3,000. $3,000. That's crazy. Yes, sir. Very true. There's a lot of uncertainty with the new print facility too. Where can you find information on when sets are ending print rotation? So you can Google this. Actually, pretty sure you can Google this. So every card, for example, if you look, let's see if this focuses properly. Does it focus properly? It's focusing more on my face than anything else. Why is this thing like focusing on my face? Oh my gosh. Let's just show it, right? I was just gonna show you where the card is, where the lettering on the card is that shows you um where in the rotation it's at, right? I think I can Google what Pokemon sets are. So if I Google it, oh, this only gave me 2025. Let me see. I know I've searched it up before. I just don't remember exactly where. Here we go. So for example, it says in 2026, cards with the G regulation mark will rotate out of the standard format on April 10th, while cards H, I, and J regulation marks will remain legal for play. So as I was trying to show you here with prismatic, we're at H, which will rotate out in 2027, April 2027. So anything that's before prismatic rotates out. Or anything that's before H. Sorry, not prismatic. Because we still have temporal forces, still a crown that are going to stay in rotation, Twilight Masquerade. It's everything Paradox Rift and before that. But after that, everything that's from the lettering H, I, and J will stay till the year 2027. And then everything after that will rotate out 2028 and so on and so forth. So, like, what's here? What's in this stack? What is this? Destined Rivals. I will be around till next year. No, sorry. They will just stay in legal play. But I believe Destin, does Destin rotate out? When does Destin rotate out? 2028, I believe. I think Prismatic might be the cutoff for 2027. And then everything before Prismatic, in between that and Paradox Rift, will rotate out next year. That's what it was. And then everything after that, which is Journey Together and on, will rotate out in 2028. So yeah, it's not anything too crazy. It's just it's the playable cards that get rotated out. Like I said before, it's for the player base. They keep the game, I guess, they keep upgrading the game and changing, and I guess it keeps it interesting where every year you have to get rid of cards that were in your deck, maybe create a whole new deck to keep the tournaments going. Jay, my neighbor isn't really into Pokemon, but he knows life. He says the same thing. Easier to sell 100 items at $1 versus one at 100. Yeah, it's just, you know, it just bugs me out sometimes. I feel like sometimes some people just don't get that, like I know you want to sell this, like who doesn't want to sell an item worth $50,000 and say, wow, like that's like not life changing, but life altering for some things. That's a down payment on a house. That's a new car, maybe. Like um, but that's an incredibly hard sale to make. How many people are in the market of buying a Pokemon card for $2,000 or $5,000? Not many. There's just not that many people. Yeah, we're seeing it happening right now with this hype, but the majority of people are buying $10 cards, $20 cards. It's just the truth, and it goes the same with when you're trying to buy a sealed product and you want to stay away from maybe spending too much money on one sealed item when you actually just want to rip. You're gonna go for those 3-pack blisters or even single packs. I don't know anything about bear markets, but will all Pokemon prices stay stagnant from their bull market prices or drop heavily during the bear market or rise slowly? So, just from the perspective of just looking at just regular things in other markets, when there is a bear market, what you usually have is a correction period until things stagnate. At what point they stagnate is it's unknown to anyone. Nobody's going to know how much things are going to pull back. If Destin Rivals is at 600 and we started a correction tomorrow, it could pull back to 550, 500, 450, 400. Nobody really knows. It could pull back to $200. It just depends on what the demand is like on the market. Even though we run into a bear market, how much demand do we have left? Demand can vary even in a bear market. Just like it's varying in this hype period, right? Last year we had a huge bull market, right? But at the same time, it's different this year. We keep talking about big money coming into Pokemon. Like it is different. It's not like last year. Last year we were all buying things up, and I mean just a regular average Pokemon investors, and now we have celebrities coming into Pokemon in 2026. It is different. Um, so the same way demand can vary in a bull market, it will vary in a bear market. It depends on how turned off people will be by it. How cold will the market get? That's really an unknown. But prices will not stay where they were during the bear market. They will pull back. The question is how much and for how long is the real question. But if you are here long term, what it most likely is going to be for you is an opportunity to buy. You know, That's what it's most likely going to be for you if you're here long term. That's good to know, man. The print rotation. Yeah, no, of course, man, no problem. Once again, guys, I do have the Discord in the description if you want to hang out and talk. I'm mostly there every single day. If especially if you like at me there, like you tag me, I'll definitely respond. Sometimes I am busy with work and stuff like that, but for the most part, I talk with guys there if they're active. Sometimes they're active, sometimes they're not. Discord is not huge right now, but you know you're welcome to join whenever you want. When do Mega Evo and New Era rotate out? So let me see. I think so. What we have right now with up to prismatic rotates out in 2027. And then everything from Journey Together through Destin, Black Bull, White Flare, and some of Mega, the beginning of Mega. I don't know at one point it's cutting off. Rotates out in 2028. I think the cutoff line might be Ascended Heroes, and those would rotate out in 2028, I believe. Prismatic has to be top 3 most printed sets of all time. Possibly, but it's also what would you say is top 3 of most ripped sets of all time? Would that be up there as well? Just because that really points out that even though it got ripped, it also got eaten up just as fast. Does it get ripped that much? Is it top 3? I mean, it's that's a big deal. I mean, they can print out they can keep printing it out actually. But if the market keeps just eating it up, if demand keeps increasing, yeah, there's it's nothing to be really done about that. But yeah, guys, I think I'm going to be calling it here. It is 12 a.m. I have been streaming for almost 4 hours. I've been streaming for exactly 3 hours and 41 minutes. I'm getting rather sleepy. I'm not going to lie. That's why I'm mixing up some of my words. But it has been fun. I wish I had gotten on to stream earlier. I couldn't make up my mind. Like I couldn't decide on whether I would make a video or stream. I have videos like ideas that I want to make. Of course, I always think of them ahead of time. I just couldn't. I don't know. I couldn't make up my mind. I had a lot of things going on today. I was at the mechanic today, trying to figure out something with our car. Uh, just things happening. Just life doing life things. Um, but unless you guys have a few other questions, I think I'm going to be calling it. Um, you guys can definitely ask away whatever you want to ask. If you guys want to just talk, if there's anything you still want to talk about, I could be on for a few more minutes. If not, then I'll cut it off there. And like I said before, like for sure, I did say this before, but like the stream, it helps. People can still watch the stream after. Like the stream. And yeah, you could join the Discord in the description if you would like to. And in the future, share my videos. I think that helps. I think somebody shared my video and like notified me, and it was like the first time it got shared. Yeah, that'd be cool. But yeah. Well, all right. It looks like there is nothing else. At least nobody's bringing up anything else to talk about or just any other questions, just because I am pretty tired. So, with that being it, I'm going to call it. I'll be streaming again soon. I don't know exactly what date exactly. I had a lot of fun streaming today. We'll have a video out tomorrow, most likely a video out on Monday as well. I'm trying to pick the perfect day to stream. It seems like I get the most people on Saturdays. Like we had like 20 something earlier. Of course, it's dwindling down now. It is 12 a.m. Um, but I'm trying to pick the proper day. Maybe I can record a video early on Saturdays and then still stream later that night. I think that wouldn't be such a bad thing. Um, just thinking about it. If you guys think that there's a better day, let me know at some point, maybe in a video in the comments. But yeah, guys, like I said before, please like the stream. I really appreciate it. And if you want to join the Discord, it's in the description. I thank you guys all for being here. For whoever's still here, you guys are the best. Without you guys, it would just be me talking to a camera. So I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.